A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The greatest story ever told. Presented by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Today we present The Woman and the Treasure, a drama inspired by an event set forth in the 19th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew, an event from the greatest life ever lived. The great marble palace of Pontius Pilate, Roman procurator for all Judea, is lit by many torches this night, and the music of a great party fills the huge banquet hall. It is a night of feasting and laughter, and many men of importance in Jerusalem are in attendance. There are officials from Rome, dignitaries from Alexandria, Greece, Phoenicia, and also many of the important men of commerce of the province itself. Now, one of the important men from Jerusalem turns to his wife to say,
"Oh, my dear, am I mistaken, or does Pilate have beckoned to you?"
Pilate, then? You mean Claudia herself wants to attack my account? Why shouldn't she?
Why shouldn't she? Who in this room is better gowned? Whose jewels sparkle more brightly?
You think she's jealous, then?
I told you it was dangerous to wear all those jewels. The Romans could see them, and only create envy. And pity those whom the Romans envy.
I'm sure now. She is beckoning to me.
Now, you can't pretend you don't notice. That will only make her angry. You better go and see what you want.
Yes, Mercy. Welcome to me, Excellency. My dear, I leave all such titles to my husband. You may call me by my name. Thank you, Claudia. You are Lois, wife of the great merchant nation. Are you not? I am. What do you wish of me? Was it the diamonds that attracted your eye? Is there a woman who wouldn't notice such unusual gems? But it was more than that. Listen to me closely. As we talk, pretend that this is a casual conversation. I don't understand. You have only to listen and smile and pretend that we are carrying on the kind of idle, useless chatter men always expect of women. There, smile. And nod for friends. That's better. And you wish to talk to me about something at the same time? Yes. After all, who is one of your people? Who? The man who has come down from Galilee. They tell strange tales about him. And curious, interesting. Does he do miracles? Does he teach about what he calls eternal life? Who? I've never even heard of him. They call him the Master. And Pilate has already heard reports from Galilee that many people follow him. I've heard nothing. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you. You can trust me. I'm not hostile to your people. Believe me. Then believe me, too, for I know nothing. If I did, I would tell you. I was sure you'd know. Sure that I would find out tonight. You see, it's important that I find out tonight. Why tonight? You'll find out very soon when I find out. Why? See that serving woman who makes her way toward us, bearing the tray with food on it? Yes. Listen, then she comes home. Mistress, and to offer us the food, Mom. Oh. Yes, mistress. Now tell me, what have you heard? The Master and some of his disciples are at a house in the poor quarter of Jerusalem. The door is open, and many stand and listen outside. There is a great crowd. No, you think it will be safe today? My son waits at the back gate of the palace, ready to lead me there. And I have arranged for several simple ways to cover your fine clothes. You will be well disguised. No one will know. Good. but I must satisfy my curiosity about this man. Lois, would you go with me? Of course, Claudia, if you wish. Then we must slip out of this hall without being too conspicuous. I should go first. You will follow. Yes, Claudia.
Should hide its way, but it would not do for one wearing such clothes as mine to wander through the city at this hour without the protection of such a simple disguise.
Nor would it do to be overheard.
Oh, Francisco, what are you doing here?
Excellency, that sounds just a question both of us could be called upon to answer.
I asked you what you were doing here. Remember, this is my palace.
Of course. Well, my efforts to slip away from the party do cast suspicion on my actions, but I am neither ashamed nor apologetic. I am on my way to seek out a prophet in Galilee. I've heard strange things about him. I want to see and hear for myself.
You too?
Don't tell me that you, a Roman, also go seeking me.
I give you my word, Justin, for that's where they're going.
In that case, shall the three of us go together? I'll have word as to the place we'll find him. Come. I'll lead the way.
I had heard there were miracles, healings. We've seen none so far. Even if there were no healings, there is miracle enough in this house. What do you mean?
What Lois tries to tell you is that such a prophet who teaches to the poor is miracle enough in this land. You may be disappointed, Claudia, but I am impressed. Greatly impressed. The things he teaches, a kingdom of heaven, everlasting life, these are things a man seeks after. And I shall find out how one achieves them.
You would ask him?
Yes. Master, I must ask you one thing. What good thing shall I do that I may have the eternal life of which you spoke?
If thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
The commandments? Which commandments, Master?
Thou shalt do no murder. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
These commandments? By all these things I have lived by since my youth. Yet it seems I lack something. What is it I still lack, Master?
If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come and follow me.
Give away all that I have, Master? You don't realize how much I have. No, I couldn't do that. No, I couldn't do that.
So secret. It's gone. Gone. Strange, but because his possessions are so great, he cannot make the sacrifice the Master asked. I wonder, Claudia. Could we? I wonder, too. Only one thing I'm sure. I shall never forget this night. Or him. I came to the palace this morning as soon as I received your message. Is there some trouble? I don't know, Lane. I didn't sleep last night. No, First I kept hearing his words. Then it was as though I could see him standing before me and beckoning to me. Oh, no. I was restless, too. I rose from my couch and stood on the balcony, staring out into the darkness till dawn came. I thought of Josephus and the way he went away from the Master's presence. Sorrowful, yet unable to part with his possessions. I thought of the words the nurse was supposed to deliver. And
lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
I thought of those words. And this morning I took out of the drawer just the gems I wore last night. I looked at them, held them up in the sunlight. I saw them sparkle and glow like flames. And I thought, these treasures are earthly treasures. And the master said to give them up. But I love them. I can sit and stare at them by the hour and find new light to admire in them each time. Yes, I know how one can admire you. When we are no different from just people, Father. I wonder if we could be. Maybe. Suppose we were to sell what we have and give to the poor. That gem you wear upon your throat, what could it do for us? This gem? No, not this one, sir. This one was brought from across the continent all the way from Cafe. There it had belonged to an emperor. He gave it to his wife at the time of their marriage. Why, this had been a royal gem for 1,000 years before my husband bought it from me. I couldn't part with this one. Then the gem you wear on your finger? That's it. You hesitate again? This is one of my favorites. I know. I was asking because I wanted to select one of my own gems that I might sell. And each somehow turned out to be my favorite, too, for one reason or another. I lack the courage to give up any one of them. So I thought, if you could sell them, I might gain courage from you and be able to match your sacrifice. When we had both as weak as those people. Well, I would like to tell you. Here, this ring, I shall give it up. And I shall give up this ring. What shall we do with the money? My maidservant will know where charity is needed among the poor of Jerusalem. The money we receive from these will be used to help them. Is it agreed? Yes. Good. Wait, one moment. Let me have one last look at you. Look. It's perfect. Give it to me before you change your mind. Yes. Do you realize, Claudia, that we give up only a small part of what we have? Oh, no. The master expected more than that. He asked more of those people. Yes. And shall we make a bargain? This will be only the first of what we shall give up. From now on, each of us will match the sacrifice of the other. I promise you. And now I'll find out how much these two gems will bring. And the money will be given to the people. Only, Claudia, let me have one more look at the gems before it is sold.
What is it? Is there something wrong?
No, dear.
At the meal this evening, you ate very little. She's not even to know that there was food before you.
I was not very hungry.
That is obvious. Something else is obvious, too. Ever since the night of Pilate's banquet, you've not been the same. Was it something Claudia said to you? Did she say something that caused you to worry? Something you keep from me because you think I might worry, too?
Please, Nathan, please don't drive me with questions.
I see, then there is something to worry about.
No.
No, if you can tell me. You've not become involved in any court intrigue, have you?
Yes, yes.
You've not found it necessary to give up any of your jewels to keep gossiping tongues from wagging, have you?
Give up jewels? What do you know about that?
I know there's one missing. The one that used to be so proudly worn on this finger.
When you noticed.
The first day I noticed it was missing, I thought you'd forgotten to wear it. But knowing how much you loved gems, I knew there was something wrong, and the ring was missing from your hand on the second and third day. Well, what happened to you?
You won't be angry with me.
Have I ever been angry with you without reason?
Nathan, I'm afraid you will be angry this time.
I'm waiting to hear it.
The night of the banquet, Claudia and I went to hear the master. You must have heard of him, the man from Galilee.
I've heard. Yes?
We were so impressed by him and what he said about the real treasures of this life that Claudia and I made a pact. We would each sacrifice earthly treasure in equal proportions to do good with the money.
I see.
The ring was the first.
Now I understand.
You're not angry.
Shall a man be angry if he discovers his wife has kind and charitable instincts? Far from being angry on side of you, my dear. Very sorry.
And perhaps now you will be angry.
Is something else?
I have discovered something about myself, Nathan. I am not kind. I am not charitable. No matter what good may be done with the money, I would rather have the gem back.
Oh?
Yes. I would rather be able to admire it and hold it and wear it than to measure it as paid, and I don't have it to again. I'm sorry.
Yes, see? Some ideas it means so much to you, perhaps something can be done about it. The gem may not yet be sold. If it is, I may be able to buy it back. Please don't cry.
I'm not proud of you anymore. You must despise me now.
I love you, my dear. And better than that, I understand you. I admit now I was surprised when you told me that you'd given up one of the gems. I didn't think that was like you. I used to have it back. Now, will you stop crying?
There's more, Nathan.
What do you mean?
Claudia and I, we had agreed that we would continue to sell our gems. Each of us giving up one gem at a time.
I see. Well, there, I cannot help you. You must put an end to this arrangement as you began it, by yourself. As for the ring, I'll try to find out who has it now. That's all I can do. Well, Daniel, have you dealt in such a gem as I described? Have you seen it? Heard of it?
What makes you think that I would have seen such a ring as you described?
For one thing, I know that in the past, Claudia has bought several gems from you. And she wanted to show some. She can take you, I'm sure.
Well, take on this and don't involve private license. When you deal with such highly influenced people, and person and a closed mouth for the best effort. Who would know why someone like her Excellency would want to dispose of gems suddenly?
I know.
You do?
Yes, but I have no interest in her gems, only in the ring which belonged to my wife. I must know who's it given to you.
There are no secrets where royalty is concerned. Yes, the gems were brought to me, both of them.
And the ring, where is it? What price you put on it?
The ring? That was sold the very day it was given to me. The other gem was sold the next day. The money has been given to the woman Claudia Cynthia.
The ring is sold. Well, I must go and find the buyer and get it back.
That would take you a long journey, Nathan.
It's not sold to someone residing here in Jerusalem?
It was sold to a Roman on the same day he was left here. He was already on a ship bound for Rome.
I see. Well, thank you, Daniel.
Perhaps there are some other gems which might take the place of that one. I have many here.
No, I'm afraid it has to be that ring or nothing. Well, I shall tell my wife. Good day, Daniel. It was sold to a man who's already started back his rent. The ring is gone, my dear.
I see.
I'm sorry, Lois. But sometimes it's not always possible to undo a hasty and ill-considered action.
You don't really believe it was hasty and ill-considered, do you?
What else could it be if you do it one day and regret it so keenly the next?
I don't mean that.
Please, Lois, I don't understand you.
You didn't think my action hasty and ill-considered. You were proud of me for that moment when you thought I was unselfish and honestly interested in the welfare of others. Weren't you?
Yes, I was proud of you.
And now you must be very disappointed to find out that I'm selfish and unable to think of anything or anyone but myself. You may tell me the truth, Percy.
You want me to hate you, don't you?
I want to know the truth, Percy.
All right. You are selfish and spoiled. Nevertheless, the precious things that make you with me together sometimes. Now you've heard it.
I wanted to hear it. And yet it's very remarkable that what you said hasn't changed me at all. Not any more than what he said.
Perhaps his words were meant to keep you stronger than you are. But we must deal in realities, Lois. You have something you must do.
Claudia?
Yes. I depend no little on pilot favors in my business. You're not too well for him to know that you've disappointed Claudia. So we must go to her and ask to be released from your premise. Do it tactfully and without angering her. You understand?
What if she refuses?
We'll talk about that later. If she does refuse.
Lois, I've been waiting to hear from you. I thought you'd have come to call on me before this. I had wanted to, Claudia, but I found myself unable to do so. You were ill? No. I had a great deal of thinking to do. Yes, you seem troubled. Claudia, I've been trying to think of ways to tell you. I thought of many ways, but all of them would have been dishonest. Lois, what are you trying to say? You must give me your word that I'll not be offended. After all, it was you who established an equality between us. Now it is very important that I be able to trust you as an equal.
Have I ever said anything that would indicate I do not feel that way?
No, but then you don't know what I'm about to say.
I promise I will not be offended.
Then I was 16. Claudia, you must understand that when I made my promise, I meant to carry it out. I didn't give my word lightly. So did I do it because I wanted to impress you or gain your friendship?
You mean the promise that each of us would match the sacrifice of the other?
Yes.
But you were the one who made that suggestion.
It must make my weakness now to know it. The truth is I cannot do it. I cannot abide by my promise. I have offended you sometimes.
Perhaps at one time I would have been offended. But something has been happening to me of late. Somehow I'm different. I seem to understand people better than I did. I can sympathize with their feelings and their frailties more than I ever could before.
You even sound different. Claudia, what has happened to you?
I think it was hearing his words.
You put me to shame. I wish I could withstand you. But I'm not. Will you release me from my promise?
If you wish it.
And there will be no resentment. It will not cause His Excellency any trouble or embarrassment.
I kept the promise a secret. No one will know that you were released from it. The whole thing shall be forgotten.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you. Be quiet, Miss. What is it? I noticed my maidservant standing in the doorway. I wouldn't want her to hear it for your sake. Mara, come here.
Yes, mistress.
Mara, have you heard anything this woman said?
Oh, no, Excellency. You know I never eavesdrop.
That you were standing in the doorway?
Only because there's someone here to see you. I wanted to tell you. You see, the woman cannot wait too long. I had trouble getting her past the guards at the gate as it was.
You had trouble? Why?
The poor are never received here, mistress. You must know that.
So this is a poor woman. And what does she want?
Only to talk to you. I couldn't refuse her, mistress. Would you take the time to see her? Claudia, shall I leave?
No, Lois. It can be no secret business. Mara, you may have the woman brought in.
Yes, mistress.
It is most unusual. Poor woman, coming to call on me.
Mistress, this is the woman.
There's no reason to throw yourself at my feet, woman. Stand and say what it is that brought you here.
Thank you. Were it for myself alone, perhaps I never would have the courage to approach this place. But they kept urging me. They kept telling me someone must go to her. Someone must tell her. They seem to think that I should do it best.
They? Who?
All of them. The widow whose husband died, leaving her without even enough to feed her children for the next week. And the blind old man who is now too old and weak to beg. And there are so many others. So many. I myself, who have a husband, learned and unable to support my children, so that I must see everything and have not known a single good day since all this evil came upon me. You don't know what your kindness has meant here. The help, the comfort, the joy you don't know.
Please, Anne. There is no need to cry.
Please don't talk of that goodness without shedding tears of thanks. Now that I have told you, I shall not trouble you any longer.
Very late. Let me look at you.
At me?
Lift your face. Let me see it.
You would look at me. Oh,
The tears that stand on your cheeks.
crying as embarrassed. Offended you?
No, woman. It has suddenly opened your eyes. And more important, it has opened your heart. I know something now I never knew before. I feel different.
Claudia, will you forget everything that I've said to you this day?
I will stand by my promise. Oh, Lily, I'm happy to hear you say it. It was whole tears that did it. As I looked upon this woman's face, as I saw the light fall on those pools of thanks and make me speak. I knew suddenly that they meant more than the sparkle of the gems I held so dearly. There is no warmth in the treasures of this earth. No satisfaction. Nothing which can compare with the happiness of this good woman. Claudia, I am ready to live by the Master's word and to give up earthly pleasure for his pleasure.
This program was brought to you by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Next week on this same network at this time, we will present And It Give Us Life, a drama inspired by the 5th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. Another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived.
The greatest story ever told. Presented by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company.
This afternoon we present A Cup of Cold Water, a drama inspired by a teaching set forth in the 10th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. A teaching from the greatest life ever lived. The town of Jezreel in Galilee is bathed now in the prickling shadows of evening. The walls of the modest white houses reflect the rays of a setting sun, and the sounds and activity of another busy day are beginning to settle into the quiet that comes with the dusk. Along the street that leads from the town gate, a solitary traveler makes his way slowly, as though tired from a long journey. The dust of the road clings to the man's homespun garment, and his face is burned from the sun. Now, he stops. He looks about him and finally chooses one house. He goes to the door, and there he knocks. Yes. Do you seek someone in this house, Frank?
Friend, I would ask you to do me a kindness. I have come a far distance this day, and I am tired and thirsty. Would you take in a weary traveler and give him a place to rest, some water to drink?
Well, you seem like a decent, honest man. Yes, come in.
Thank you, friend.
Sit here on this stool. I shall get you some water with you. Wash.
Simon, who is it? What did it... Oh.
Peace to you, good woman, and to this house.
Thank you, sir.
Lois, this stranger is dusty and tired from a long journey. Come, we shall get some water for him. Come, Lois.
Thank you, friend.
Simon, there was space for enough food for the two of us. How could we invite a stranger?
He knocked, and he has to rest. But we must help him, Lois. Besides, there is something about that man.
He looks no different from other men. Except perhaps the gentle way he has about him.
Oh, it's more than that. I know that man.
You called him strange.
I know. I can't tell you his name. I can't even say that I know him at all. And yet there is something familiar about him.
An odd way to talk. Either you know someone or you don't.
Well, I must have seen him before, somewhere, someplace. Well, perhaps it'll come to me before the evening is over. In the meantime, we must get water for him to wash with, and we must share our meal with him.
Sir, I'm sorry if there wasn't very much to eat, but he knew that we were to have a guest this evening.
Sometimes a little shared with good people can be far more satisfying than much food eaten alone. Besides, it is I who should apologize. It's my fault there was not enough.
No, please, don't say that.
There would have been enough for two. It was kind of you to take me in. Others had turned me away.
You mustn't judge them too harshly. People in this town, in this whole province, are frightened. Of late, there has been sudden raids by a band of nomads who come across the Samaritan border to attack and steal and then disappear across the border again. Everyone here is anxious and suspicious.
And they thought I might be one of them. Is that it?
When people are anxious, they suspect everyone.
Is that why you watched me so closely while we ate?
Did I watch you so closely?
Of the three of us, you ate least. You kept staring at me. What is it? Don't you trust me?
Of course. But I have a feeling that I know you, that I've seen you before, but I don't know where.
Tell me, my friend, have you ever come to hear of the Master when he was taught here in Jezreel?
Yes, I have.
Then perhaps you saw me there.
Lois, I remember now where I saw him.
And so do I. He is one of the 12.
Yes. My name is John.
Now I know. Well, John, it is no small honor to have you as a guest in this humble house.
The honor and good fortune are mine, Simon. We're fallen in with friends, with followers of the Master.
Please, John, don't say that.
Not that way.
What is it, Simon?
Please. Just don't talk that way.
What troubles you?
Well, mind you, I have nothing against the master. Nor do I say his teachings are not good. But as to being a follower of his, well, that's quite another matter.
If my presence here troubles you in any way...
Well, there's no need to leave, John. But neither is there any need to make a point of this with others. We shall keep this quiet, shall we? You seem so frightened at the door. A knock like that, it's not the knock of a friend.
You had better answer it, Simon.
Yes, I'll answer it.
Well, don't stand there peering out at me. Let me in.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me see. Let me have a look around.
Well, sir, there's nothing here to interest the Roman centurion. We're simple, honest people.
Be quiet. You're the man who owns this house? This is your wife?
Yes.
But this man, who is he? You, stand up. Yes, sir. Haven't seen you around these parts before. Have I? I don't know. I want no evasive answers. I have been here before, but whether you've seen me, I don't know. Oh, a word splitter. One of those annoying people of whom there seem to be so many in this cursed land. Well, I won't have it. I want answers, direct, to the point. You understand? You have only to ask. See here, I might take you with me just because of your sheer insolence. We Romans don't indulge insolence, you know.
Please, sir. Please, we want no trouble here. There's nothing wrong here. I am no follower of the master, nor is my wife. We're simple people and willing to obey all the laws. What any Roman officer commands, we do. Please, sir, we want no trouble.
Be still. Sir, if you have come seeking followers of the master, you've found one here at least. I am a follower. And if you would take me, do so. But don't harm these good people. They were only doing an act of kindness by taking me. What is all this tattling about the master?
Isn't that what you came to ask?
I'm not interested in what wandering prophets teach or in who listens to them. It's a business for madmen and fools.
Then what do you want?
We have received word that those raiders were at large again this night, that they crossed the border from Samaria. I wondered if some of them had already filtered into the town in the guise of travelers. They've done that before, you know.
Yes, that's heard. Well, if that's what you seek, we have no one here except this one man, and he's no bandit or thief.
Yes, I can see that. Well, I shall be on my way. If you hear or see anything suspicious, let us know at the encampment. Ask for me, the centurion.
Yes, sir, we will.
Good evening.
I thought it was the end of it. You never know with those Roman soldiers. For nothing. For absolutely nothing. They'll drag a man down to their encampment and torture him there till he confesses to anything. You can't be too careful with them.
Simon, please. Sit down. Rest. You look so pale and frightened.
Right. Yes. John, you must be ashamed of me.
No, Simon.
But you must. How quick I was to deny that I knew anything about the master.
You were a little afraid.
But you weren't. I admired the way you stood up to that centurion. The way you said so bravely that you were a disciple. I couldn't have done that. Maybe now you know why I can't follow the master. Though I believe every word I've ever heard him say, I still can't admit it openly and follow him. Too many people disapprove. There's danger in that. And I'm a timid, frightened man. I cannot face that kind of danger.
If you are on the side of God, Simon, there's nothing to fear. Remember that always. It takes courage. You will find it, Simon. You'll find it.
I hope so.
Now, you've been kind enough to me, both of you. And I've brought you only trouble.
No, John. It's been no trouble.
Because of me, there was almost trouble with the centurion. Perhaps it would be best if I went on, now that I'm refreshed and no longer hungry.
Please, now? After what the centurion said about the bandits being at large this night?
It was only a rumor.
And if it turns out to be true?
What have I that anyone can steal?
So these bandits are merciless. They've been known to kill people precisely because they had nothing to steal. As if it were the victim's fault that he was poor. No, you must not leave here, not this night.
You want me to sleep here?
We can make you a bed of straw in the kitchen. Surely it will be better than sleeping out in the open. Please, stay the night here.
If you would feel better, I shall.
Oh, good. Good. First I shall clear the table, and then I shall prepare a place for you to sleep. Meantime, these two men will talk. I'm sure there is a great deal Simon has to ask you. Isn't there, Simon?
Yes. Yes, Lord.
You must tell me what happened after that. The master had gathered all the disciples about him. We were on the very top of the hill. And as we stood there, he spoke to us. And he said,
Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, such words. And John, what a wonderful thing for those who have the courage to follow them. Simon, you would have the courage. No, John. You have seen the little courage that I had. It's been the bane of my life. I have not the courage to say what I think or to do what I want to do. But teachings of kindness and love take more courage than I had. One day you will be with us, Simon. I can tell you now I'm not worthy. The Master himself spoke of being persecuted and... Listen. That sound. The Roman chariot. It seems the centurion may have been right. Perhaps the bandits are in the vicinity. Yes. Oh, I was telling you, John, what the Master said about being persecuted. To withstand that takes the kind of courage that I don't have. That comes with believing, Simon. I know. Oh, I was very proud of you when you faced the centurion and spoke up, saying you were a follower of the Master. Yes, I was proud that such a man was a guest in my humble house. But then I was ashamed that I didn't have the courage to stand up and be equally honest and brave. If a man were never to walk, would he know if he could run? You're being too kind to me, John. That sound again. The Romans seem to be out in force. Yes. The bandits must be in the vicinity tonight, and the Romans are out in force. What a pity. Sure, you can't mean it would be a pity if they were caught, can you, John? It's a pity that blood will be shed this night. Bandit blood? Roman blood? Human blood, in any case. Simon, would you give me a moment that I might pray? Pray. What for? For the bandits and the Romans. Yes, John. I shall be quiet, so you may pray.
Simon, good morning.
Quiet, my dear. Our visitor hasn't awakened yet. I heard no sound from the kitchen.
Poor man. He must have been very tired.
He told me he walked all the way from Nazareth yesterday.
Then no wonder he phoned. Yes, we shall let him sleep.
What a good, kind man he is, Lord. Last night he prayed for the Romans and the bandits.
He did that?
Yes. And when he had finished, he said, God is good. May justice be done without blood being shed.
You know, Simon, I was thinking last night that in a way you're like him.
Oh, no. No, I have neither his gentleness nor his courage.
But you would like to have, wouldn't you?
Listen, everybody, did you hear the news?
Who's that who calls that way, Simon?
I don't know. But if he keeps shouting, he'll wake John, and the poor man needs sleep. I'll quiet that fellow.
Listen, everybody, it's coughing. Yes, they die.
Be quiet, Daniel. You're rousing everyone.
What's the matter? Won't it be a relief to you that they finally caught those bandits?
Oh, they have?
That's the word I got from the sentry at the town gate. He said that all night the Romans kept pouring out of the town. He's sure they finally rounded up those raiders. So this town will be free of any more attacks now.
Tell me, do you know if any of them were killed?
Who cares if they were all killed? The important thing is the Romans have finally got them. Hey, listen, everybody.
Please, Daniel, lower your voice.
Say, what's the matter with you, Simon? You don't seem happy that the bandits have been caught. You don't want me to raise my voice. Whose side are you on?
Fine. I'm glad the bandits were caught. But of course I'm glad.
I wonder. A lot of people don't think too well of you, Simon. You're strange, different. And people notice it, let me tell you.
Different? Me? I'm not different from anyone else in this town. Yes, I'm glad the bandits were caught. And if some of them were killed in the process, it had to be. Yes, and you should go announce it to everyone. Of course. Of course, Dan.
All right, then. Let's have no nonsense out of you. Hey, listen, everyone. The Romans have caught those bandits. The Romans have caught them.
Oh, they've caught them, Simon.
Oh, John. We thought you were asleep.
Asleep? No. I've been saying my morning prayers.
Tell me. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did hear, Simon.
When you know that once again I was afraid to say what I really felt.
Then we must be glad that at least you were concerned about whether any blood was shed.
Do you think that's a hopeful sign?
A very hopeful sign, Simon.
Thank you, John. But now, Lois, the morning meal. Our guest shall eat well, for he still has a long journey to make.
I've made a small pack of food for you, John. You shall have enough to eat to last you on your whole journey.
Thank you, Lois. You are a generous and considerate woman.
Listen. What's that?
It seems the whole town is out.
I wondered. Could it be that the Romans are returning to the town? We must see. Yes, the street is lined with people. Yet I see no sign of Romans or captives.
Perhaps your friend Daniel aroused everyone with a false rumor.
It would seem that way.
There they are.
But surely the people have seen something the way they call out now.
Yes, I can see now. That centurion rides at the head of a long procession.
And look, behind them there are some soldiers, and then some others who are not dressed in uniform.
Look, Simon, there are not only men, but there are women, too.
Yes, the Romans must have crossed the border and captured that whole tribe of them. Yes, look, now you can see.
Send the bandits.
Oh, look, some of the people have seen stones, and they throw them at the prisoners.
Lois, that woman, the one carrying the child, she was hit. And look, now the crowd surges forward.
Stand back, everyone. Stand back. That's right. Stand back. These thieves are now prisoners of the Roman authority. We shall deal with them.
Look, Simon, the woman who carried the child, the one who was hit with a stone, she's trembling. She seems unable to walk any further.
Yes, she's about to fall. No, there, one of the soldiers caught her.
What is it, soldier?
This woman, sir, she can't go on anymore.
We've marched a good way since last night. I don't wonder she's so tired. We will rest here. Eddie! Allow the woman and her child to sit down.
Aye, sir.
Let them rest, is it? Perhaps we should treat these marauders like honored guests. Turn them over to us. We'll tell you what to do with us.
Be still and stand back. I want no one of you coming close to these prisoners on any pretext.
Simon, I keep watching that poor woman and her child.
Yes. Look at the child, tired and thirsty, an innocent child suffering because of the sins of its father.
For my child! Please, not for me, but for my child. Please, a cup of cold water.
Perhaps you should have thought of the child before you sent your men folks marauding and stealing through our Galilean countryside.
Please, a pity. Cup of water for the child.
Be still, woman. You'll get water when we reach our encampment.
But the child is thirsty now.
And she will be thirsty for a while longer.
It isn't right for the child to be punished. What wrong could such a little girl have done that they would deny her water?
Yet no one moves to get the child a drink. Do they, Simon?
I would like to do it.
Then why not?
You can see the crowd. You know how they feel. And didn't the centurion himself say that no one was to draw near to those captives on any pretext?
Simon, a thirsty child. Will you call her a captive?
Believe me, John, I would like to do it. I would like to, but it's the same thing. No courage. No courage.
They've had enough rest. Get them on their feet.
Aye, sir.
Walk. Please, come walk.
Get them to their feet and moving.
Look at them. Exhausted, and yet now they would drive them. It's a long march to the encampment. Simon, John, where is Simon?
Wait, my good woman.
But he stood beside us only a moment ago.
And here he comes now.
Simon!
Please, Lois, stand aside.
Simon, you carry a cup of water.
The child is thirsty. Let me through. Let me through.
Why should we let him?
Hey, look! Look at Simon carrying water to feed.
Let me through. Now, let me through, do you hear?
Get them moving, I said. What is it? What holds up our progress now?
Sir, I do.
What's the meaning of this? I gave orders that no one was to approach these prisoners. You dare disobey my orders?
The child, sir. Here is water for the child.
Please, sir, let my child drink. Let her drink.
Well, all right, get on with it.
Here, woman. I shall hold the cup for the child. Here. Drink, little one.
Thank you, sir.
Get them moving. Get them moving.
Woman, on your way. On your way.
There, woman. The child has finished drinking.
Bless you, sir, for your kindness. Bless you.
God be with you, poor woman. John, I don't believe what I hear. You can't mean what you said.
Why not? Only a day's journey from here, we shall find the master.
But then you think I'm worthy to follow him.
I think you are. And I believe that when you know it, you shall have more courage and even more belief in his way.
But I did only such a little thing.
I, too, was proud of you, Simon. The way you went through that hostile crowd, and even past the Roman soldiers. And when the centurion questioned you, you spoke up surely and bravely.
Lois, I wasn't brave. I was afraid. Very much afraid.
Which means you are brave indeed. For what is bravery except the strength to overcome fear? Yes, Simon, both of you will come with me to see the master.
If you say so, John. If you say so. Stand in the presence of the master.
You have earned it, Simon, by your compassion and by your courage.
It was such a small thing I did.
Be still now, for we approach the master. Be still. Master, I have brought to you this good man and his wife. For a long time he has wanted to follow in your way, but thought he lacked the courage. Yet he is good and kind. He opened his house to me, though to him I was only a stranger. And in the face of threats and warnings, he undertook risks, merely to give a drink of cold water to a thirsty, unfortunate child. And still he feels he is unworthy. What say you, Master?
He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only, in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
Did you hear? Oh, Master, thank you. Thank you, Master.
This program was brought to you by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Next week on this same network at this time, we will present The Story of Zacchaeus, based on an event from the 19th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Luke. Another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived. On December 25th, an inspirational Christmas story, No Room at the Inn, will be brought to you on television over another network by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. We invite you to see it.
Today we present The Widows Mite, a drama based on an event set down in the 22nd chapter of the Gospel according to St. Luke. An event from the greatest life ever lived. This day, the people of Jezreel go about their usual duties. But in addition to the cares of the day, each one is concerned in good and neighborly fashion about one other problem. The women who meet at the well to draw water talk of nothing else. And the men in the marketplace mention it in those moments when trade is quiet. A few words pass between them, looks of concern cross their faces, and then are followed by the inevitable and regretful shaking of heads. It is just as he is shaking his head so sorrowfully that we come upon the old merchant Elisha and hear him say,
Too bad, too bad. You know, Joseph, it's only when such a thing happens that you realize how fragile and fleeting a thing this life really is.
Yes, Elisha. And to happen to such a fine man as Daniel. But that's all in the past. Now we must think about Abigail. Poor woman to be widowed so early in her life.
Sarah and I have already asked her to come and stay with us, at least for a while.
Well, what did she say?
She said she had no wish to impose on others who had barely enough to live on as it was. And, of course, that's true. Sarah and I have little, but in such an emergency, well, you share what you have.
And she wouldn't accept it?
No. I tell you, there's something about that woman one must admire.
Elisha, can admiration fill an empty stomach? Something must be done for the poor widow. As a matter of fact, I thought that you might be the one who could mention this to Zachariah.
You mean you want me to go to him and ask charity for her?
Of course not. But since Zachariah's wife died, his little son has been reared by servant women.
If Zachariah never chose to remarry, who else can bring up his child?
Yet you can hardly talk to Zachariah without hearing his complaints about the women to whom the child has been entrusted. He's been critical to every single one.
Oh, and so you think that Abigail might be a good woman to raise this child of Zachariah?
Why not? The child would be better off for being raised by such a fine woman, and Abigail would be able to support herself. So if you talk to Zachariah...
I don't know. He's a strange man sometimes. One never knows how he'll react to something like this. He might accuse me of meddling in his domestic affairs, and I shouldn't like to offend him. He's too rich, too powerful.
Still, Elisha, for Abigail's sake. And you do know him better than I do.
Well, for Abigail's sake, yes, I'll risk it. I'll talk to Zachariah before the day is out.
Good, Elisha. Good.
Well, Elisha, we've talked of the weather and matters in the marketplace. of many things. But I have a feeling you haven't yet mentioned the thing that brought you here.
Well, Dr. Ryan, frankly speaking, I haven't mentioned it.
I knew it. I can judge a man in his mood very quickly. And from little things. For example, the way you twist your hands so anxiously.
Oh.
And the way you sit forward on the edge of your chair.
Yes.
Well, what is it?
Dr. Ryan, I don't think I'm meddling in your personal affairs, but if you could do someone good turn and serve the interests of your young son at the same time, that you would be happy.
My son? What does he have to do with it?
Well, I know how to satisfy you in the way in which you brought up. I've heard you speak of it often.
And why not? When you think of the great responsibility which will one day fall on his shoulders when he takes over my estate, you can realize how important it is. So servant women rear such a boy? Can they?
Well, Zachariah, it so happens that there might be one woman who could. She's a fine woman. In fact, no one in Jezreel has ever spoken unkindly of her or of her husband when he was alive, poor man.
Oh, a widow,
And very recently. She's alone now. No family of any sort.
I understand. Well, I shouldn't want to judge her without giving her a chance.
You mean you'll actually talk to her? You will at least give her the opportunity of meeting you?
Of course.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Wonderful indeed. I cannot thank you enough.
Now, mind you, I promise nothing except that I shall talk to her.
Even that is a great deal more than I'd hoped for.
So? Then you must think little of me indeed. Am I a man of no conscience that I would turn from a widow in need?
Oh, of course not. Your charity is well known in Jezreel. It was just that I thought that where your son was concerned, you might feel offended that I suggested it.
I shall talk to the woman at my home early this evening. That's all I can say for now.
Yes, Zachariah, she'll be there, I promise you.
The woman of whom Elisha spoke. Your name is Abigail?
Yes, sir.
Well, do come in here into the great hall.
Oh, this is a great house. And this room is the largest I have ever seen.
It is something to make one stop and look and wonder at, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Now then, if you'll be seated, anywhere that you'll be comfortable.
Thank you, sir.
Well, now, I understand that you'd like to find a place in this great household as a sort of guardian over my young son. Is that so?
Elisha said the child needed someone to care for him.
I see. Well, then, are you qualified to take on the great responsibility which would be yours if I should entrust the child to you?
Sir, I do not mean any offense. But is it our right to determine whether I am qualified?
It couldn't belong to anyone else. I decide how my son shall be raised, and I determine who is to do it, too.
Please, sir, I understand that 4 different women have tried and failed in this important duty.
Are you impugning my judgment in selecting those women? If you are, you're certainly lacking in tact. The person who comes seeking favor should not insult the one from whom she expects the favor.
Sir, perhaps you misunderstand. All I meant to say was this. No one can care for the child unless she loves the child, and unless the child loves her. It's the child's decision to make first, then we can talk.
You mean you want to see the child first?
I believe it would be better that way.
This is most unusual. Never been done that way before in this household. But there can be no harm in it. One moment. Jonathan! Jonathan, come at once to the great hall. Your father is waiting here to see you. We shall see now.
Father, you called me?
Yes, my son. Well, woman, how do you like my son?
He seems a fine child. A fine-looking boy. Though he's rather shy.
Jonathan, don't stand at the door fidgeting. Come in, come in.
But, Father...
Jonathan, come here.
Please, Father.
You see what those women have done to him? Made him frightened as a young lamb. Now, Jonathan, stop whimpering and come here at once. He won't move. He won't take a step toward us.
Sir, would you allow me?
What are you going to do?
Jonathan, I should like very much to talk to you. You would? Yes. You know, I've often dreamed of having a son just like you. With the same soft eyes and strong face. With the same dark and shining hair. You have? Oh, yes.
Come here, Jonathan.
Yes, woman.
There. Now I can really see how your eyes sparkle. Or is it tears? Surely you weren't going to cry, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Good. But there's nothing to cry about. I want to be your friend. If you want me to.
Oh, I do. Woman, may I touch your face?
Yes, Jonathan, if you wish.
It's nice. Soft. Well, once before. I can't remember. Once before there was a face like that.
Well, now, Jonathan, tell me, do you like this woman?
Oh, yes, very much, Father.
I see. All right, now, Jonathan, you may leave us.
Must I go?
Your father said you were to go.
Yes, sir. Woman, would you come to visit us again, would you?
I will see.
I hope you do. I really hope so. But I must go now. My father said so.
Now that I've seen him, sir, I think we shall get on well. I think I could take care of him, raise him to be the kind of son you want.
Do you? Well, we'll see. What would you teach him?
To be kind, gentle.
He's too gentle already.
Frightened is not the same as gentle, sir.
Really?
Strong men and brave men can be gentle, too. Your son is only frightened. I should teach him to have courage and be gentle at the same time.
I don't know that that's a virtue. What else?
I should teach him to be a good man, one respectful of the rights and feelings of others. I should teach him to be charitable. I should teach him to love God.
Very fine aims, no doubt. But this son of mine shall have responsibilities greater than most men. He shall have my fortune to take over. He must be brought up knowing that. He must be aware of it all his life.
Truly, sir, in such a house as this, would he be likely to forget that?
Tell me, how does it happen that you were left so poor?
My husband was a good man. Of what he had, he gave a great deal to those who were needy.
I see. Well, do not think that I'm not a charitable man. In fact, anyone can tell you that I give more to charity than any other man in this town. But your husband seems to have been an improvident man.
Don't say that, sir.
One mustn't avoid the truth, woman.
Had my husband given away everything, even the very bread we ate, I shouldn't have called it improvident or wasteful.
If he wasn't wasteful, you wouldn't be here now asking for work. And the very fact that you defend his improvidence quite settles my mind on this matter.
You mean you've decided against me?
I'm not one to put off a decision, nor am I reluctant to tell anyone what it is once it's made. I'm sorry, woman, you will not do. You have nothing you can teach my son that I would want him to learn. Improvidence and wastefulness are not virtues. Not in this house.
It's your decision to make, sir. Now, if I may...
No, don't go yet. I'd not want you to think me a hard man. I know your plight. I should be very happy if you would take this purse of silver. I know you need it.
Oh, no, sir.
Go on, take it. You don't have to have any false pride before me.
Sir, I would rather not take it.
You can't eat pride, you know.
Please, sir, may I go now?
All right. But before you do, tell me, those very nice but very impractical things you said you'd teach my son, where did they come from?
I heard them at the master's feet.
The master? Hmm? Well, what could you expect? I just wanted to know. You may leave now, woman.
Thank you.
Jonathan, go on, eat. Staring off into space that way will accomplish nothing.
Yes, sir.
It is not enough to say yes, sir. Go on, eat.
Father, may I ask you something?
Oh, of course. How else will you learn? What is it you want to know? Something about what goes on in the marketplace? What your father does business all day long? Something like that?
No, sir.
Well, then.
Father, one day last week, there was a woman who came here to see us.
Oh.
And she never came back.
Why, Father?
Jonathan, the fact that someone comes to visit us once doesn't mean that they must come back again. Whatever business we had with that woman is concluded. Done.
You mean we won't ever see her again?
There's no reason for us to see her again.
But she was a nice woman. I liked her. I think she liked me, too. And her face was so nice. I've thought about it very often.
You have?
Yes, sir. Father, tell me, was my mother like that?
Jonathan, no two people were exactly alike. You must realize that.
I think maybe my mother was like that woman.
You don't even know. You can't remember that far back. It's foolish to talk that way.
I have a feeling she must have been like that woman.
You will stop talking that way.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry I was cross with you, Jonathan. Now eat your meal.
Please, Father, may I be excused? I don't feel like eating.
Jonathan, come back here. Gone. That woman. She's bewitched him. He thinks of nothing else.
Well, Zachariah, I received word from you, so I came here to your place of business at once. What is it you wish?
You did this to me, Elisha. You with your ideas.
I did something to you? Please, Zachariah, no.
You did. You played on my sympathies and then brought me nothing but trouble.
Zachariah, please, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound as though I'd done you some harm, and I haven't.
Oh, but you have. You told me about her. You arranged that I see her, and I did.
Wait, Zachariah. Could you possibly mean Abigail?
Who else could I mean?
Abigail's done you no harm.
Oh, no?
Why, Abigail couldn't harm anyone.
Couldn't she, though? She has bewitched my son. That's what she's done.
But that's impossible.
It's as though she cast some kind of spell over him. He's thought about her ever since. He asked questions about her. I almost feel he's not my son any longer, but hers.
Why, everyone likes Abigail. She's a very fine woman, of good heart. It's not strange that your son should like her.
But to say that he would want his own mother to be like that, and he's only seen this woman once in his life. How could it happen?
Zachariah, when a person is good, really good, that goodness will shine forth in a way that other people can feel. Abigail is that kind of person. That's why your son liked her so much.
You think that's what it is? You're sure this woman has no tricks of magic?
Zachariah, the greatest magic is goodness. Too few people know that.
Elisha, I can tell you something now. Something that troubled me. I believe I'm jealous of that woman. Because I feel my son loves her more than he loves me.
Oh, no.
Yes. I can admit that now.
Surely you exaggerate, Zachariah.
No, it's true. I knew it. I just didn't want to admit it to myself. But I shall change that. I shall try to become the kind of man my son will like and admire.
Good, Zachariah.
Tell me, Elisha, this woman spoke of the master when she was at my house. What do you know of him?
That he teaches of goodness and mercy and forgiveness, of eternal life, which one must earn by his deeds on this earth.
Who is he to promise anyone eternal life?
Zachariah, there are those of us who believe he is the Christ.
You believe that, Elisha?
I do. But why accept my judgment, Zachariah? Why not come and judge for yourself? See him. Hear him.
Where?
He comes to Jezreel to teach in the temple this very week. You could see him there. Everyone will be welcome.
Elisha, if I were to follow his way of goodness and charity, do you think that I might become such a person as my son would love?
Who can answer such a question, Zachariah?
I must find out. I thank you for your information, Elisha. You will see me there at the temple with my son. pipe into my hand, Jonathan?
Yes, Father.
Such a great crowd, we might be separated. I never expected there'd be so many people here at the temple. Well...
What is it, Father?
It's Elisha. Elisha, I told you I'd be here.
And with your son, too. How are you today, Jonathan?
Very well, sir.
Tell me, Elisha, didn't you say that the Master teaches charity for the needy?
Oh, indeed he does.
Then I shall show him and everyone that I know what the word charity means. Here, look. I empty my purse into the poor box. See, Jonathan? We must be kind to those who are needy. Surely that should attest to my charity, that I'm not one to hold money more valuable than kindness. Now, come, son, we shall take our places and wait for the Master to begin his teaching.
Zachariah, you'd best wait here now.
But why?
Peter has just stood up to call everyone to order.
Peter? Who is he?
One of the Master's closest followers. There, he is the one who speaks now.
I understand the Master. Friends, may we have quiet? The Master will soon begin his teaching.
Look, Father. There.
Toward the door, Jonathan? What is it? What has caught your eye?
There she is. The woman. That very nice woman who came to visit us that day.
Oh, yes, just coming in. Look, she's coming this way. I wonder... No, not toward the poor box. Will she have the audacity to pretend that she can give to the poor?
She has something in her hand, Father. And she is dropping it into the box.
Well, 2 small coins. The smallest there are. Not at all like the great sum your father gave, is it, Jonathan? Jonathan, are you listening to me?
Oh, look. Look, Father, look. At him. The one who stands near the poor box.
Yes, Jonathan. Hadn't noticed him before. Elisha, tell me, who is he? He's a stranger, isn't he?
Not to me, Zachariah.
What do you mean?
He is the Master.
The Master? Then I shall talk to him.
Wait, Zachariah. See? He goes to take his place before the crowd to begin his teaching.
Father, he was watching. He saw what you put into the poor box and what that woman gave, too.
Yes, indeed. And, Jonathan, you can well be proud of what your father gave.
See, Zachariah, he speaks now.
Verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. All they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all her living.
How dare he speak that way?
Zachariah, no.
I did not come here to be insulted. I'm leaving. Come, Jonathan.
Father, why didn't we wait at the temple? Everyone else stayed there to listen to the Master teach. Why did we come home?
Because I decided we were to come home. What is more, Jonathan, you're to forget that we were ever there.
Yes, sir. But it's strange. In the morning, you told me we were going to hear the teaching. But then we left after the Master had said only one thing.
Jonathan, there are times when you talk too much. You ought to be quiet.
Father, why are you angry?
I am not angry.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, my son. Didn't mean to shout at you. I suppose I am angry.
Was it something I did?
No, Jonathan.
Was it because of what the Master said?
What makes you ask that?
Was it because the Master said that nice woman really gave more than you did?
Jonathan, look at me.
Yes, sir.
You understood what the Master said, didn't you?
I think so, Father. Didn't he mean that what you gave was very little of what you had, and what that woman gave was all that she had? And so she really gave up more to do her charity. Isn't that right, Father?
Yes, Jonathan. Yes.
Well, isn't it true? Didn't she give up more?
Yes, my son.
Well, Father, if the master told the truth, why should you be angry with him? I don't understand that.
Perhaps, Jonathan, because there are some of us who don't want to know the truth. As I'm beginning to see now. My son, I've always thought that I could teach you. Now I find that there are things you can teach me, too. Jonathan, come over to me.
Yes, sir?
Up here, on my knee.
Yes, Father?
Jonathan, I'm going to tell you something about your father. Something that I hope you'll understand and forgive.
Yes, sir?
Your father has been a very vain man.
Vain? Does that mean you're bad?
It means that I thought I was better than I really am. That can't be bad. Elisha said to me, the greatest magic is goodness. And it was in search of that magic that I went to hear the master. But what I found out was that I don't have that kind of goodness within me. Certainly not the same kind of goodness that widow has.
She is very nice, Father.
Then, Jonathan, I shouldn't be jealous of her goodness. I should try to follow it. I can tell you now, it was jealousy that made me tell her she couldn't come into this household to take care of you. But I'm changing my mind.
Father, you mean she'll be here? She'll take care of me?
Yes, Jonathan.
Oh, thank you, Father. Thank you very much.
I shall see her and arrange this at once.
Come in. Oh, it's you, sir.
Yes, Abigail. I came here to your house because this time I am the one who seeks a favor.
I have nothing in which you might be interested. As you can see, this is a simple house and very poor.
What I seek is not something contained in a house, but within a person. It is something I'd want my son to have. I feel he can find it only in you.
You want me to take care of the child?
If what I said the last time hasn't offended you too much. After all, I did say harsh things about your husband, calling him improvident and wasteful. I believed it at the time, but only because I valued my wealth too highly. I'd give it all to have my son think of me as he does of you.
Then you must be what he wants to be.
Perhaps you will teach us both then. Would you come to my house? My son is waiting for you.
Yes, Zachariah, but on one condition. That he shall be raised as one who has responsibilities to God and his fellow men. Not merely for the great fortunes and estates he may inherit from you.
A few days ago, I couldn't have agreed to that. But now, having seen the master and heard him, having found out what a vain man I really am, I say you may raise the child as you see fit.
Then I'm ready to go with you, Zachariah.
Shall we gather up your things?
I have little to take with me that is not in my heart. I'm ready now.
Next week, on this same network at this time, we will present another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived.
greatest story ever told. Presented by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Today, we present Voyage to Rome, a drama based upon events set forth in the 27th chapter of the Acts of the Apostles. Events which are all part of the greatest life ever lived. The resplendent city of Caesarea rises up from the coastline of the Holy Land and faces the Great Sea. This is the capital of Caesar in this part of the world, and is in appearance almost as Rome itself. Here, all the notables of Judea and Galilee and Syria come to mingle with Roman nobility. And here to this city has come the Apostle Paul to teach the way of his Lord. But his teaching has brought him great danger. For he has been seized and imprisoned, and only the fact that he is a citizen of Rome has kept him from being tried by the authorities in Caesarea. So it has been decided that Paul shall be returned to Rome to stand trial there for his teaching. Now, on this day at the great wharf of Caesarea, a number of prisoners wait in chains to be placed aboard a vessel to start the long, difficult journey to Rome.
Prisoners, you will stand in a straight line while the honored centurion Julius inspects you. At attention, I said.
You're ready, sir.
Good, Tertius. I thought I could pick him out just by looking at him. Which one is he? Which one? The one who claims special privilege because he is a citizen of Rome.
Oh, that one. Here, sir.
Well, no wonder I couldn't pick him out. Look at him. Dressed in such poor clothes. So you're the one,
I am, sir. Paul of Tarsus, citizen of the Roman Empire.
You do no credit to Rome, dressed like a poor man. And from what I hear you teach of a strange God.
I teach of my Lord, Jesus of Nazareth.
And for your teaching, you will pay with your life. You know that, don't you?
I know only that I must teach. I must pass on to those whom I meet the truth, as I know it.
Well, let me warn you now. There'll be no teaching on this voyage. My assignment is to take you to Rome, to deliver you to the authorities there. This I will do. But without trouble from you, do you understand?
Centurion, you are an extremely anxious man. In some way you fear me, yet I have no hatred against you. How much better your life would be if you could trust and love your fellow man.
That's the way it starts, sir. He always talks that way.
Well, he won't start it with me.
March the prisoners on board.
Yes, sir.
Prisoners, march. As for you, noble Paul, you best watch your ways, do you understand?
March.
So, Tertius, you say he insisted on seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Well, Paul, only a single day has gone by and you come to register a complaint.
Well, no complaint, worthy Centurion.
Oh.
There was only a single request that I'd have. I hear that at dawn this vessel arrives in Sidon, and there I have many friends.
What of it?
If you would grant me the liberty, I would like to visit them. For who knows that I will ever have the opportunity to see them again, the charge against me being so grave.
A man with a grave charge against him might see fit to escape. Better to be a fugitive than dead, huh?
I will not seek to escape.
They never do.
Please, sir.
Have you no compassion? I'm a soldier. I'm not trained to have compassion. I'm not paid to be merciful. I'm not a centurion because I practice leniency. I am what I am because those in command trust me to do my duty, and I will do it. A pity. A man so resolute as you could be of great service in a worthy cause. And what does that mean? Would that you were so strong in the cause of righteousness. What a pity that you have never heard the teaching of love which my Lord pronounced on the mount. I don't know what you're talking about. Shall I take him back to the hole, sir? No, not yet. I'd like to hear this teaching. There can be no harm in it. I was not there when he taught these words, but I've heard them many times since from his disciples. And in my mind, I've even heard the way they must have sounded as he said them. You have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Yes, my friend, those are his words. The way of life he has pointed out to us. Would that all men followed those words. I see you do not believe them. I do not. Too bad. But now, to my request, may I have the freedom to visit my friend? I've told you. Now, wait, I think it might be arranged. Tertius, when the boat reaches Sidon, you will allow this man his freedom. Sir, do I hear right? Yes, Tertius. Now, prisoner, you'll return below deck. Yes, sir. And thank you. Sir, if you let him go for a day, you'll never see him again. And you know they regard him as a very important prisoner. I know that. He's not as free as he thinks. He'll be followed. Let him try to escape, and there'll be the provocation to kill him. He's a dangerous man. He really believes what he says. The piercing look in his eyes, even while he talks so gently. I don't like that either. Nor do I. And to have such a man with us for the many months it will take to make this journey, I don't like that prospect. So we will go free for the day. And you will follow him. And take another soldier with you as a witness. We'll need strong proof against him, for he's a Roman citizen. Then at the first sign that he seeks to escape, you'll apprehend him and bring him back. Attempt to escape the just by executing him. Yes, we may be rid of him very soon. Well, Tertius, don't stand there mumbling. Speak up. What happened? I don't know. I saw him one moment, and in the next moment he was gone. Gone? We had followed him closely. Had seen him go from house to house. People greeted him. He went inside. Always he came out. Always I followed him to the next place. Yet you're lost and you let him get away. I don't know how it happened. I don't. But you do know what this will mean to me. Think of what will happen when we reach Rome. They'll ask for this special prisoner and I'll not be able to produce him. Think of what will happen to me. I should have you ask for this. Please, sir, please. Let me go by my throat. As you were. Yes, sir. Yes. Come in. You're surprised to see me, sir? You should not be. I gave you my word. But still you had the chance to escape. But that would mean that I value my life more highly than yours. More highly than the mission on which I go. That is not so. I would not put you in jeopardy by escaping. Nor would I turn from the work which awaits me in Rome. Work? A trial awaits you there. And even death, yes. But before that, I will have the opportunity to teach of my Lord to Caesar himself. I would not seek to save my life and lose that chance. So you see, it was not really necessary to send Tertius after me. We'll return to the hold of the ship. Yes, sir.
He knew that we followed him, that we lost him. And in spite of that, he returned.
So he really believed what his word teaches. He even risked his life to save us, his enemies. But surely we would both have been sentenced to death for allowing him to escape. He's the strangest man I ever met. Well, this is your turn. We can set sail again. Give the order to the captain of the vessel. Yes, sir. Captain, it is not my duty to instruct you in the sailing of the vessel. It is yours. You're both owner and captain.
Oh, yet as centurion in command, you have soldiers and prisoners aboard this vessel. You are responsible for their safety. So I thought it best to consult you before we start the longest and possibly the most dangerous part of the voyage.
From Crete here to the coast of Rome, there's no chance to sail along sheltered coastline.
No, sir.
Yet you believe we can make the journey in comparative safety.
I think so.
And I'm willing to abide by your decision.
Sir, I do not wish to interrupt.
You've already interrupted. What is it?
The prisoner, Paul.
We've had no trouble from him since we left Sidon. What's happened now?
He insists that he must speak to you.
Once we have set sail, I will have time to talk to him.
But he claims he cannot wait. He must see you at once, before we lift anchor.
Indeed. Bring him up here. He will have his chance to see me, but he'll regret it. Bring him to me at once.
Yes, sir.
That man, there'll never be an end of trouble with him.
Yes, I've noticed him. He's a man with a religious air. For hours he will sit silently praying within himself, and around him there seems always to be an aura of some kind. The way the other prisoners respect him. The way... There he is.
Well, Paul, you've insisted on seeing me. You've even insisted on having us put off the lifting of the anchor till we have talked. Doesn't it suit your pleasure to sail at this time?
Sir, I feel sure that the sailing hours to cause danger and difficulty.
Captain?
The man doesn't know what he's talking about. I have a strong premonition. There will be storms and tempests. The ship will be in danger, and all of us will be risking our lives. Nonsense, Captain. I beg you to put off the sailing. I tell you, I have a strong feeling about this. I have my cargo and my profits to think of. The ship cannot lie idle here in Crete. I say we sail. And yet, Captain...
Be still.
Yes, sir.
Who are you to proclaim yourself an expert over the winds and the tides? If the captain says it is safe to sail, we will do so. Another word out of you will bring you great punishment.
I have done my part by warning you. I can do no more.
Search is taking below.
Yes, sir. Come along.
Captain, we will sail. Then I will devise some punishment to put this prisoner. Takes it upon himself to instruct us in our duty. So, Paul, you have taken it upon yourself to be responsible for the lives of all of us. You would instruct us in our duty.
I meant only to do good.
Did you?
Sir, why do you treat me as your enemy when I would only be your friend? Well, I said to help you, not to hurt you.
You know I don't trust you.
That's because you've lived a lifetime among people who hate and distrust others. If only you would listen to the words of my master, if only...
I've not called you to my cabin to discuss such things with you, but only to warn you. You risk your life by seeking to tell me or the captain of this vessel how things should be run. To give you a taste of how things will be unless you change your ways. I've decided that you will be beaten.
If you have set your mind to it, I will not try to change it. For I believe that in spite of all this, you're a good man at heart. And once you know the truth, you will change. If it will make you feel better to beat me, do so.
See here, I want no tricks out of you.
You have said I am to be beaten. I am ready.
Come in.
Sir, I've been sent to tell you there's trouble.
The prisoners. They've revolted?
No, sir. This word is from the captain. We're heading into a storm, a very bad storm. Everyone must stand by. We will need every able-bodied man.
A bad storm?
Yes, sir.
And I will go above and join the captain. And we'll see how things really look.
And this one, what do you want done with him?
I want him I would want him returned to the hold where the other prisoners are.
Thank you, sir. I will not forget this kindness.
It is not kindness. There's no time for anything now but thinking of the danger we are in.
Captain, is there anything we can do? Nothing more than we've done already. I've had all the sails gathered in. We can only put ourselves at the mercy of the storm and the wind and ride with it, hoping that the storm will be over soon.
But you said that yesterday. This storm will never end if one can judge by looking at the sky.
It must come to an end sometime.
We will come to an end before this storm does. Do something, Captain. Do something. Hold fast! With every wave, more water seeps into the hold. Already our decks are almost level with the sea itself.
I know. I've been watching. There is a point at which the vessel becomes so heavy that we must lighten it. We may have arrived at that point now.
What can you do?
I will give the order. And I will need the help of your prisoners to carry it out.
Whatever you command, they will do. Give the order.
All hands! Make ready to hurl the cargo over the side. All hands! Still it rages. And now the danger is even worse than before.
What is there left to do, Captain?
Nothing. The cargo is over the side. We have hurled all the spare tackle over the side. There's nothing left to do. And therein lies the danger. The crew knows how badly off we are. They know there is nothing left to do. From now on, we can expect the worst. Mutiny. Even outright killing.
I have my band of soldiers. You need not fear.
They will be of little use now, for they're as much afraid as my sailors. They'll be as desperate and as dangerous. Yes, you might as well be ready for panic. At any moment now.
And to think that all this could have been averted.
We could not know there would be such a storm.
He warned us.
You mean the prisoner, Paul?
Yes, he warned us. We would not listen. Now his worst prophecy is coming true.
Let us stand fast. For the trouble is beginning, I fear. Look there, forward on the deck.
The sailors come toward us in a band.
This is what I feared. I will try to quiet them. Men! Do not do anything rash or hasty. For together we have a chance. Together we may yet come out of this.
Together we'll die. You got us into this, and we mean to make you pay for it. Sailors, take heed. I warn you now. The Roman soldiers aboard this vessel, you lift a hand against your captain or me, you'll all be killed. You hear that? We'll all be killed. Well, that's no trick now. We die anyway. Come on, men.
Centurion, they do mean to kill us. See, they have weapons.
Stand back, I warn you. Stand back. Your warnings won't save you now.
My friends! My friends! Listen to me. My friends, don't do anything now that you will regret. For if you think that you're all to die, you are mistaken. I give you my word that not a man will be lost. Turn back. Let there be no violence.
Wait, men. How can you be so sure that we will all survive?
There stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve, saying, fear not, Paul. You must be brought before Caesar. And lo, God hath given you all them that fail with you. Therefore, my friends, do not be afraid, for I believe God that it shall be even as it was told.
Did you hear that?
Yes, but I don't believe him.
Question is, will the men believe him?
Listen up. How do we know that you tell us the truth? Yes, I don't know. Before we set sail, I foretold that there would be a great storm, and there was. Now I tell you, we will all be saved. It is the word of the God whom I serve. If I told you the truth before, believe that this is the truth now. It is the truth. He did foretell the storm. If you would be saved, believe him now. Believe him.
What do you say, men? Will we believe him?
Well, we'll wait a little while and see. But not even his God will be able to save him if he's lied to it.
wouldn't have believed it, sir. All right, Tracy. The storm has come. The men have come.
But we're a long way from being safe, Centurion.
Why do you say that, Captain?
Our rudder washed away, no tackle left with which to work. We drift aimlessly.
Sooner or later, we must be drowned.
Must we?
You think we won't make it?
I haven't said we wouldn't, but don't expect too much. Our fate is in the laps of the gods.
Paul says we're in the hands of his God. A powerful God.
Don't expect too much, that's all I have to say. There, Captain. You see, there's land is one thing reaching toward another, which may be a treacherous coastline. Let me have a look.
Well, is it a familiar view?
I'm afraid it is.
Afraid? Why?
If this is the place I think, then there is a great whirlpool close by. Two seas run together near here. We are not yet safely out of this. Stand by, then we will soon see. I told you, Centurion, I warned you. We're in the midst of it now. Is there nothing we can do? If we are lucky, we may drift through to calmer water, but if not, we will crash on the rocks. In any event, we had best get all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Release all prisoners. Every man stand by. We're aground on the rock. Men, you will not serve any purpose by becoming panicky now. Hold fast. Every man will be saved if it is possible. Captain, what do we do now? The vessel is pinned there on this rock. She will be pounded to pieces by the swirling water. Yet we are close enough to land. Those who can swim can probably make it. Then I will give the order. We will abandon the ship, and each man will strike out for himself. But, sir, we have a duty to perform first. What duty? The prisoners. We cannot let them escape, and we surely will if we let them abandon the ship. So we might. Then we go back to Rome and admit that. You know what is expected of us. We have no choice. We must kill them. Kill them? Well, what is it, sir? You seem squeamish. As though you'd never killed a prisoner before. Come, give the order and have it done with. There's little time, precious. There will be no order. You can't let them escape. You wouldn't dare. Think of the consequences. It could mean execution for you, sir. I know that, but the prisoners will not be harmed. Why? Give me one good reason. That man. I could not lift a hand against him. For not only did he warn us against the storm, but he saved our lives. So he could prophesy that the storm would pass. And each thing happened as he said. Truly, his God has powers beyond any we know of. I could not shed the blood of that man. This man, Paul, whom you hate, whom you are going to punish? But still, I wish I'd never seen the man. I hope I shall never see him again. You've heard my decision. The prisoners will be saved. If you're afraid to touch that one man, why let all the others go free? Because I have decided it will be that way. Yes, all the prisoners will be saved. Well, it's your decision and your life. I know that. Hear me. All you men, soldiers, sailors, prisoners, hear this. All prisoners will be unshackled. Then you go over the side. Each man who can swim will strike out for the shore. Men who cannot swim will take broken timbers from the vessel and try to float into shore. Each man is on his own. Good luck. Well, Centurion, you'd better take off your armor to make yourself light enough to stay afloat. As for me, I go over the side now. Farewell. Farewell, Captain. Sir, may I help you? Hey, Paul, you're still here. I thought I'd be rid of you once I gave the order to abandon the vessel. Let the others go first. I can wait. Now perhaps I can help you to unbuckle your armor. There's not too much time. The vessel will sink very soon. I can do this by myself. Then may I at least thank you. You've saved many innocent lives this day, but at risk to your own. I've done what I thought best in my judgment. That is the most heartening thing of all, my friend. What do you mean by that? You're no longer a centurion. but a man with a free soul and free judgment of his own. You are not the man you were on the day we first met. Something fine and wonderful has happened to you.
Nothing has happened to me.
You do not know what it is as yet. But one day you will know. You have encountered him, and you will never be the same as you were. No, for his spirit has touched you, and you have learned to love your fellow men. I knew that you would. I knew it. You knew it, yes. As I knew all those other things that happened. So now, friend, into the water before this vessel cracks in two. And remember, we will meet again one day in his service. Yes, we will meet again. I know it.
This program was brought to you by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Next week on the same network at this time, we will present I Am in the Midst of Them, a teaching from the 18th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. Another episode in the greatest story ever told, from the greatest life ever lived. On February 26th, the second of a new series of religious programs entitled His Way, His Word, will be brought to you on television over another network by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. We invite you to see it. Check your local newspaper for the time of His Way, His Word on February 26th.
The greatest story ever told. This afternoon we present No Room at the Inn, the first of two Christmas season dramas about the birth of that child who was to live the greatest life ever lived. It was a bad time. The heavy hand of Caesar was on the people. In the towns and the cities, there was fear in the air. Even far from the towns and cities, there was uneasiness. High up in the hills of Judea, two shepherds stood watch over their flocks. And even amid the green hills, there was no peace. not in the soft sound of the sheep, nor in the rustling sound of the light wind as it set the leaves and grasses to gentle trembling. Now, the shepherds look beyond their flocks and down into the valley. And what they see sets fear stirring in their hearts. Finally, one of them raises his crook staff to point toward the valley, and he says anxiously,
Jonathan, a cloud of dust. The whole valley is a cloud of dust.
Yes. And the dust rises as though it were stirred by many hooves and many feet.
It comes from the road. Is that what you meant to say, Jonathan?
Yes, Daniel.
Then you think as I do.
If you mean it looks like armies are on the move, yes, I think the same.
Perhaps we should go further up into the hills.
To save the sheep?
Yes. When war comes, who is it feeds Caesar's army? We do. The sheep and the lambs we risk our lives to protect are torn from our arms by Roman soldiers.
If it is an army down there, we should move up into the hills. But I don't think it is.
What else can it be?
Do you see the glinting of shiny steel or silver? Do you see spears glistening in the sun?
No, but then there's so much dust.
I thought of that, too. The dust might obscure the shiny metal. But there's something else missing, too.
What?
The sound of trumpets. Do Romans ever move in silence? No. They want the whole world to know and hear and tremble at the sound of their trumpets. Yet we hear nothing.
Strange. An army that would move in silence.
So it may not be an army at all.
It must be. I think we should lead the sheep further up into the hills. Why run the risk?
Yet, why disturb the ewes so close to giving birth to their lambs, unless there's good reason? We must do what's best for the sheep. I shall go down there.
Down there? It could be dangerous.
I shall go down and see what this strange thing is.
Then stay out of sight. Keep away from Caesar's men. Human life means nothing to them. And try to be back before dark.
I'll try. Don't worry, Daniel. I'll be back. Daniel! You wouldn't believe it. No, Daniel, you wouldn't.
It is an army that moves silently, then.
No, not an army at all. Unless women and children and tired old men with feet dusty and bleeding from the hard road are an army.
Women? Children? What are you talking about?
Yes, that's what it is. That cloud of dust you see now is our people, moving as in a terrified sleep, stunned, all of them, rooted up from their homes and sent out on the road.
Where are they taking them? To another land?
No, they must go back and be counted.
Counted? For what?
For the census. It's Caesar's order. Everyone must go back to the place where he was born, and his wife and children must go with him.
It's the law. Whole families sent out on the road that way?
Yes. That's the cloud of dust down there.
How could they do it? Children, old men and women, torn from their homes.
If it were only the children and the old, it would be bad enough.
What do you mean?
When I first saw it, I felt a choking in my throat. I thought of what we had said, of how we'd decided not to move the sheep because the ewes were ready to drop their young. Well, Caesar thinks less of people than we do of our sheep.
You mean women close to giving birth are down there, too? I don't believe it.
It's true. The first one I saw was a woman, strong and healthy. But then came another one. Sweet of face and frail. Seated on a donkey she was, and a tall man held the reins and guided the donkey gently around a rock here and a stone there, so that the animal wouldn't stumble and the young woman wouldn't be disturbed.
That's good. Her discomfort must have been bad enough as it was.
I don't know. Jonathan, there was something in her face. A glow of peace and contentment which seemed to radiate even through the dust and the noise and the crying of children. Her time was near, but there was no fear in her, no sign of pain or suffering. That's strange. I thought so, too. I looked at her for a long time, a very long time. Then she was already gone. Other faces crowded past me in the dusty air. Yet I remembered hers, till the sound and the turmoil drowned out the moment of calm that came and went with her. That's when I turned and started to climb back up the hill.
Jonathan, you talk so strangely.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't know, Daniel. I never felt this way before.
It must have been the effect of what you saw.
Yes. It was all so strange.
Imagine. People herded like cattle. How long can it go on? How long? We were promised a Savior. Where is he? We were promised deliverance. Where is that? Must we be ground under the heel of Caesar forever? The sheep we raise are not our own. They are Caesar's whenever it pleases him to say the word. What kind of world is that? If the Savior is ever to come, it must be soon, else it would be too late. Jonathan, are you listening to me?
What?
Jonathan. Here, look at me. What is it?
I was thinking of her. The woman on the donkey. I found myself worrying about her. Where will she spend this night? I was wondering about that.
Rebecca, come, my dear, away from the door. Haven't we had enough of travelers trying to stop at this inn and no room for them?
I wonder where they've all gone.
Who knows? The camp in the fields outside the town, most likely.
Whoever thought so many of them would come back here to Bethlehem?
When Caesar orders, the whole world moves.
If our inn were larger, we could have given more of them shelter. The little ones, their eyes heavy with sleep, clutching so desperately to the hands of their mothers and fathers. It's the little ones my heart goes out to.
Rebecca, you mustn't get to thinking about children again. You know it comes only to tears each time.
Yes, I know.
Then come inside. Let me lock the door, so no more travelers can beg for a night's shelter and be turned away. People must think there's no heart in an innkeeper, that he likes to turn travelers away. The look in their eyes, I feel like a criminal. So come. Besides, you're tired. You need the rest.
Not yet, Ezra.
Not yet? Sounds as though you're waiting for something. Or for someone.
No. It's the stars.
The stars?
Yes. Look up at them.
Well, what are the stars?
Don't you see?
See? Rebecca, what is it?
Tonight the stars are different.
Different? How?
They are. They just are, that's all.
Please, Rebecca, you frighten me when you talk that way.
I'm not frightened. The heavens seem peaceful somehow. And brighter.
Perhaps in times like these, there's peace only in the heavens. But come, Rebecca, let me lock the door before we're besieged by travelers again.
In a little while.
But you're tired. Tomorrow you'll have to rise early again to feed more guests than we've ever had before. It's only you I'm thinking of.
Then let me watch a little while longer.
There's always time to watch the stars. Another night.
They won't look the same, Ezra. Never the same.
Please, Rebecca, don't talk that way.
It's true.
Rebecca, come in before... There, you see. Travelers.
Now they'll curse me out for being greedy, as though I have room and deliberately withhold it.
Can you see them? How many are there?
One bell is one donkey. A man leads it. There's a woman on it. Come, Rebecca, there may still be time for us.
Here, Keeper. Friend, is that you standing in the doorway?
See, Rebecca, he'll ask for room, but there is no room. Yes, I'm the innkeeper. What is it?
Do you have room for 2 tired travelers?
Room? All Judea would like to sleep in my little inn this night. There is no room. None at all. Our own bed is given over to travelers. We must sleep on a handful of straw in the kitchen.
Please, sir. I wouldn't ask again except that we need a place. Any place. Any place where my wife could find shelter from the night air and the dampness of early morning. I wouldn't ask except that... Well, draw near, and you can see for yourself.
What do you mean?
Ezra, wait. I can see. Ezra, we must make room for her.
But where? You know as well as...
Wait, Ezra, there is room. A dry place and warm, too.
What?
Yes, Ezra. The stable.
The stable?
Even that will do, if it is sheltered. And please, there is no time left. No time.
Well, of course you may use the stable. There's fresh straw there. You can make a bed for her.
Straw? Ezra, she must lie on linen. Fresh linen.
Linen? In the stable?
She should lie on linen. Fresh and clean and soft. A woman needs every little comfort we might give her in a time like this. Please, Ezra.
Yes, Rebecca. The finest linen we possess.
Come, my dear. I shall see your maid comfortable. Come.
Your wife is a fine woman, innkeeper.
Yes, a fine woman. Of good heart. And always giving. And every child which is born hereabout is her child. You see, friend, we have none of our own.
I understand.
So Rebecca takes her joy in the children of others.
Perhaps it was meant to be in just this way.
What did you say, friend?
It was something you might not understand now. But please, don't call me friend in that friendless way. My name is Joseph.
Jonathan, do you sleep yet?
No, Daniel.
It's still in your mind, isn't it? What you saw down there by the road this afternoon.
Yes. When I close my eyes, I see those tired people struggling along that road. So I can't close them. I can only keep them open and stare up at the heavens, at the blue sky and the stars. Just look up there, Daniel. The heavens. Such blue should be silk and velvet, gracing the fairest woman who ever lived.
Perhaps it does.
Daniel, what did you mean by that?
I don't know. It was though I'd spoken with the voice of someone else.
Then you must feel it, too.
Yes. Since you've come back, everything has seemed to be different.
And yet, it isn't. It can't be. Why, look up at the heavens. This night is like any other. The stars, each in its place, the sky, the blue of the season. The sheep here, content and drowsy. Why should it seem different to her? Daniel.
Yes, Jonathan?
The sky, it's not the same. A new star. A new light. There, you see?
New light?
Such a light as this, I've never seen before. Daniel. Daniel.
Fear not.
I heard it, Daniel. I heard it too, a voice from out of the heavens.
Fear not. For behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
Savior?
And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace toward men of good will.
Daniel, the heavens are opening. Manger. I heard the voice say it. Manger. You heard it too. Savior. Manger. The city of David.
Wait, Jonathan. Perhaps it didn't happen. How can we be sure?
It came from the heavens in a voice few men have ever heard before. How can we doubt it?
Would the word of God come to us? Lowly shepherds who tend the flock in the hills?
Think. What was David once but a shepherd boy? And didn't God touch him and make him great among men, a king over our people? So that now the very Bethlehem that lies below us in the valley is known as the city of David. The voice came to a shepherd before. This night it has come again.
It did happen before.
Then we must go and see. We must find him. Now, at once.
Find him? Where? How? Do we go through the city crying out in the dead of night, "Is a child born here?" How many babes are born this night in Bethlehem? How could we find the one child out of all of them?
And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe lying in a manger. Come, Daniel, come. We must find that child.
Who goes there?
Sentry, we are two shepherds come out of the hills.
Shepherds, eh? Come forward and stand in the light of this torch. Now, what do you want in Bethlehem?
We seek a child.
Child? At this hour of night? The daft. You there.
Yes, sir.
If this lad's your friend, take care of him. He needs looking after.
Sir, may we enter the town?
I don't know if I should let you. But then you might as well. It seems half the world's inside these gates already. Go on in. But mind you, no disturbance, no trouble.
Jonathan, please. The sentry will come after us if we keep disturbing people. We've tried so many places already.
We must find the child.
Who is it out there?
Tell us, woman, is there a child here? A newborn child?
Why do you come here?
We seek a child, newborn.
Newborn? How did you know? What do you want with a child?
Does it lie in a manger?
In a manger? Are you out of your senses? Pity the child so poor it must lie in a manger. Now go, be on your way.
What is it? If you seek room here, there is none. There's been no room in this inn since early evening. Please go away.
Wait, innkeeper. We didn't come asking for room, but seeking a child. A newborn child.
Be on your way.
There is no child here? Newborn and lying in a manger?
Who are you?
Only shepherds come out of the hills.
Ezra? What is it, Ezra? Is there trouble?
Rebecca, these two men here, they say they're shepherds who come seeking a child which lies in a manger.
Of course.
What do you mean?
The woman in the stable. Her child. It would lie in a manger.
There. You see, innkeeper. Now, where is the child? Where?
Go round to the side, sir. To the stable. There you'll find the child.
Come, Daniel. Come. Thank you, woman.
Rebecca, how did they know? It's so strange.
Everything has changed this night. Everything. When I saw the stars, I felt it. When I saw her, I knew it.
This time, Daniel. This time we find the child.
You knocked, friend?
Sir, a child. Newborn. Is he here?
By the grace of God.
Daniel, did you hear the words the man spoke?
I heard.
Sir, tell us. Does he lie in a manger?
Yes, my friend.
Then we must see him. We must. Please, let us in.
Yes. But quietly. For the child's sake. And for her sake, too.
So this is the mother. Blue should be silken velvet, gracing the fairest woman who ever lived.
It's what you said before, Jonathan.
Daniel, the woman I saw before who inspired those words. This is she. And this is the child. Only shepherds, yet we are first to see the child. The Savior.
You know this, too?
How? It came to us in a voice from heaven, out there on the hillside in the dead of night. This is he, the Savior, born in the city of David, lying in a manger.
All this a voice told you.
All this and more. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace toward men of good will.
Mary. Mary, did you hear?
Oh, good lady, I've said nothing to make you weep.
Friend, some tears are good to weep.
Jonathan, so much has happened this night. So much. We must go and tell them. Tell them all. Come, Jonathan, come.
First, we must kneel and adore him. Look at him. Was there ever such a child as this? Daniel, we shall pray. friend, to tell everyone of the great thing which has happened. Peace be to you both, and to the child, for all his life. Farewell, my friend.
Mary. Mary, did you hear? They knew. Now everyone will know. And the words, Mary, the words the angel spoke. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace toward men of good will.
Greatest story ever told.
Tonight we present Flight into Egypt, the fifth of 5 Christmas season dramas about the birth of that child who was to live the greatest life ever lived. The scene, the bustling city of Jerusalem, a city of secrets which the oppressed pass among themselves concerning the oppressor. But one bit of gossip passes freely this day among all the people and among their oppressors as well. And even now it has reached into the palace of cruel Herod, who stands looking down from his balcony.
Your Majesty sees something below in the streets?
Tell me what you said before.
About the people?
About those shepherds.
Oh, that. Well, these shepherds were heard to be going about Bethlehem speaking about a child, a miraculous child. Some said they were drunk, but others said they were inspired in a holy way.
And the child? What about the child?
Well, the shepherds were saying that the child was born to become king of the Jews.
Ah.
Oh, surely you don't believe that any child born in Bethlehem of poor parents could ever grow to be king here?
It happened to David, didn't it? He was a poor shepherd, wasn't he? He became a king.
But those were other times, Herod. You can't allow yourself to be upset by every passing bit of gossip. Gossip runs rife at a time when great events are taking place. And this order to go and be counted for the Roman tax is such an event.
Be quiet, Asa.
Your Majesty is troubled.
Asa.
Yes, Majesty.
We must get to the bottom of this. I want spies sent to Bethlehem immediately. I want inquiries made. I want those shepherds brought here to me. I'll find out what all this talk about a king being born really means.
But, Majesty, your position is secure.
A king's position can never be secure. Do as I say. Dispatch men to Bethlehem Quickly. Open the door. It may be more news.
Yes, Majesty.
Well, come in. If you have word, come in.
Majesty, news, important news.
Well?
Visiting dignitaries, and we've made no preparations to receive them.
Who comes visiting me? I'm expecting no one. What are you talking about? What are you trying to do?
Please, Majesty, I'm only telling you what happened.
Well, tell it all. Quickly.
Majesty, 3 men have come through the main gate of the city this morning. They're obviously important men, not mere travelers, but emissaries from another land. They're well-dressed, riding fine camels, and one camel is devoted to carrying fine gifts, beautifully wrapped.
Gifts, eh? For me, no doubt. They've come seeking a favor.
I don't think so.
What do you mean, you don't think so?
The way they talked. Our sentries followed them just to be sure.
Well?
The 3 men didn't come to the palace. They went among the people, asking one question.
And the question?
Majesty, I only quote them.
Speak up!
They asked, where is he that is born King of the Jews?
Majesty, please. Take your hands off me, sir. I'm all right. 3 men come seeking the King of the Jews.
There was more, Majesty.
More?
They said they'd seen his star in the east and came to worship him.
This must be gossip.
The captain of the guard heard it himself. Shall I bring him to you?
Yes, at once. Now, wait.
Majesty?
Bring me the high priest of the temple first.
Yes, Majesty.
And as for the 3 men, I want them watched.
What is it this time, Herod? Another order that will be painful to the people?
You priests are always worrying. Well, this time I only want a little information about your religion, your folklore.
They are not the same.
Of course not. Badly phrased thought. About your religion, however, is there any prophecy about a king being born? Special kind of king for the Jews?
There is a prophecy.
Yes?
My people have been promised the Messiah.
Messiah, eh? Tell me more.
It's nothing you'd like to hear.
I'm interested. Tell me more.
The coming of the Messiah portends a new era in this world. Things will change. Governments will change. Even kings can't stand against it.
This prophecy, does it say where this king will be born?
It could happen in only one place, in the town of Bethlehem, here in Judea. The prophecy says it must happen there.
Bethlehem. Tell me, priest, do you believe the prophecy?
Does it make any difference if I believe it?
That's no answer.
That's my answer.
It's insolence.
It's enough that you believe it, Herod.
I didn't say I did.
Then what is there to be so fearful about? Am I free to go now?
Get out. Get out!
Thank you, Majesty.
Hey, sir! Hey, sir!
Yes, Majesty. Well, did he tell you? Is there a prophecy?
Hey, sir, the 3 strangers, bring them here. Maybe I can learn something from them. Bring them to me.
But to seize 3 foreign dignitaries...
I don't care how you do it. Bring them here at once. Now, wait. Perhaps we can extract more from them by friendly means. We shall invite them to dine with me. That's it, Asa. The 3 strangers shall dine with me. And so you came from your native land to visit Judea?
May I correct your Majesty? We came not from one land, but from 3 lands, each from a different place in the east.
3 lands? Oh.
It's what made us even stronger in our determination to follow the star to our destination.
Star? You follow a star?
That's what makes us so sure. To each of us, in his own land, the star appeared at the same time some weeks ago. As it happens, we are all of us students of the heavens. Isn't that right?
Yes, Majesty, we are.
So each of us set out individually to follow this star which appeared so strangely in the skies. And it brought us together, so that together we came, seeking the newborn King of the Jews.
I see.
Of course, Majesty, we are deeply grieved that we are here in your presence without suitable gifts. But we hadn't expected such a greeting from Herod himself.
But they tell me, wise men, that you did come bringing some gifts.
Those gifts for the newborn king. Those we couldn't disturb.
Could it all be a fancy of some kind? The star, the newborn king, how do you know?
We've asked ourselves that many times since we first met in our journey.
And you've agreed on some answer? Surely men wise as you three are.
If there is any consolation in being wise, Majesty, it's that you know at some point knowledge must end. And where knowledge ends, there believing begins.
I see. So you'll search till you find him?
We must. We must worship him. We must lay our gifts before him.
Surely I can do no less myself.
I, for one, don't understand.
Such a child born in my province. I should pay him honor, too. And I will. Wise men, do me a great favor.
If we can?
You can. It's a simple thing. When you find the child, come back to me. Let me know where he is, who his parents are. I want to worship him, too.
Majesty, we'll do it on our way back.
Good, good. This child shall receive such attention as was never paid to any child before. Believe me. Well, Asa, no need to fear now. And no need to search for the child either.
You've got news I hadn't heard, Majesty?
No news, only cunning. The child will be found for me.
The three men?
The three wise men, yes.
Well, are you sure they know?
I'm convinced of it. A star. They follow a star.
Then maybe we should follow them.
No. Don't upset anything. Don't make them suspicious. They'll bring the child to me, or me to the child. Either way, I'll make short shrift of this king.
To intrude so late at night.
We must, Caspar.
This is the place, isn't it?
We've been to all the other inns. It's this inn, no doubt.
Who's there? No room, no room.
We've come seeking a child here.
Child? What is it with this child that so many come seeking him?
You mean there were others?
Shepherds came a few nights ago, just as you.
Did you hear, my friends? Others have sought him out, too. This is indeed the child. May we enter?
I told you there's no room.
We only want to see the child.
Then come in. It's this way. They're no longer in the stable. Come. This room here.
Yes?
Who are these?
The child. Everyone wants to see the child.
Oh?
Mind you, I want no more disturbances. And when these friends of yours depart, you'll bolt the door after them. I need my sleep.
You three, you've come to see the child.
Yes, friend. Who are you?
My name is Joseph. A humble carpenter chosen for a duty I hope I'm worthy to fulfill.
The child. The mother.
In here, my friend, but softly, for he sleeps.
Yes. Softly. child. We must kneel, brothers.
Mary. Mary, they worship him.
Joseph.
And the mother.
We've sought you and the child a long time, across desert waste and plains and mountains. We came seeking you. If I stare, my lady, forgive me, for such a face as yours I've never seen before.
And shall never see again. But the gifts, brothers.
Yes, the gifts. For the child, Joseph. We brought him gifts. I lay mine at his feet. Gold.
Frankincense.
Myrrh.
Gifts. Mary, gifts for the child.
Joseph. Joseph.
Who calls? It's a voice I've heard before.
Joseph.
You. The angel. The angel. Why have you sought me out a second time? Have I failed?
Joseph, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I shall tell thee. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
Destroy the child? No. We'll flee now in the dark of night. I've heard your word, and I will take them, mother and child, away from this place. And may the night be long and dark to cover our flight.
Hey, sir. Hey, sir.
Yes, Majesty.
There must have been some word of those three wise men.
Nothing yet, Majesty. I await reports every moment.
But they said they would return.
They did not return.
There's no trace of them. Is Bethlehem so big a place that my own sentry can't find them there?
They've escaped, I told you.
Quiet.
Yes, Majesty.
Hacker. You found them. Well?
Nothing, Majesty.
They couldn't have disappeared off the face of the earth.
They might as well have.
Surely someone must have seen them in Bethlehem.
No one last night, no one this morning. They may never have arrived in Bethlehem, for all we know.
The priest said Bethlehem was the only place where the child could have been born.
But no one saw the three old men.
Majesty.
Yes?
Majesty, would the people ever cooperate with you? Would they tell you if they did see?
You mean the three might have been there? Found the child and gone?
Why not? And who would tell Herod's sentry?
Yes.
Yes, we shouldn't waste time with the three men.
You're right. The child. The old men can do me no harm. But the child, the newborn king.
Yes, Majesty. The king.
He must die.
He must be found first.
He must die.
But how can we? We must find him first.
You may be able to kill him without finding him. Did you ever think of that, Asa?
Oh, Majesty, please, we mustn't lose our heads.
You think I'm insane? You think I don't know what I'm talking about, you rat?
No, Majesty, of course not. But in one's excitement, one can say things.
Can one? Well, I happen to know what I said and what I mean. Even if we never find out which child it is, he shall still die in his cradle.
No, but Majesty...
You fool! Kill the one child I fear. I may have to kill them all.
Majesty! Majesty.
Why do you stand there looking like that?
Well, the people would complain to Rome.
Let them.
No, what such brutality?
And what will Rome say? This Herod is a man of power and principle. He killed his own son, didn't he? Well, didn't I?
Majesty, please, others will hear.
Let them hear. You think it was ever a secret? They talk about me behind my back. I am king and I have no secrets. But I'm strong. So I have no fear. Every child.
Oh, but Majesty...
The child is newborn. Now, what does newborn mean? A day, a week, a month? A year? I won't be cheated by technicalities. I order it now that every child, not just 2 years old, shall be considered newborn for the purpose of this action.
Every child up to 2 years old? Oh, that's more than a few.
I don't care if it's more than a great many. That's the order. You heard that, Jacob?
Yes, Majesty.
That's not all. We must be sure. I must be sure.
What else is there to think of, Majesty? Isn't it enough?
Wait. Of course, the child was born in Bethlehem. Does that mean it must still be there? Perhaps they've moved the child. Are moving it even now.
Who would move a newborn child unless in great emergency?
I told you I won't be defeated by any technicalities. The prophet said Bethlehem. But maybe the prophecy is elastic. After all, it was made hundreds of years ago. We must be sure.
Bethlehem has been Bethlehem for hundreds of years.
Till I will be sure.
Asa is right, Majesty. Bethlehem is Bethlehem.
Bring me a campaign map. There on the table.
Yes, Majesty.
Child. What could it be?
The map, Majesty.
Find me Bethlehem.
Here, Majesty.
Quickly. Something to make a mark. No, never mind. I'll do it this way.
Oh, Majesty, you destroy the map.
I know. There, Jacob. This part of the map you take with you. It is Bethlehem and every town around it. Search it all, just in case they try to escape me. Every child, everywhere. In towns or farmhouses or on the roads. Wherever you find them. Hold out your hand.
Yes, Majesty.
I place this part of the map in your hand. Close your fist.
Yes, Majesty.
Now go. And don't return to me. Don't give back to me this piece of map until it becomes proof. Proof that every child up to 2 years of age in this whole area is dead. Whether found in a town, a field, or on the road.
Yes, Majesty.
How long can it take?
Oh, please, Majesty, calm yourself. The order is being carried out.
I know. But I can't seem to rest till I hear it from Jacob himself.
This is a day they won't forget.
Don't worry about them.
Majesty.
Well, Jacob?
Done, Majesty. Done.
Piece of map.
Here, Majesty. Here.
Good. Well done, Jacob. There'll be a reward for you. Jacob. Jacob, what is it? Speak!
Majesty, Jacob is not himself anymore.
Take the blithering fool out of here. Job is done. I wonder, just where, just when, did that one child, that newborn king, die? It would be interesting to know that, Asa. And in any event, he's dead. Dead. And that's all that matters.
Mary, it's been a long night. And Judea is almost behind us now. Once our people fled from Egypt. Now we flee there for safety. Over the same road, through the same desert of Sinai. Even past the mount where the 10 Commandments were handed down. We follow the voice of the angel now, as we did before. All will be well for you, Mary, and for the child. Oh.
Joseph?
We must stop here for a moment, Mary. Our land. This is the last we shall see of it for a long time. Dark and peaceful seems the land of Israel now. But beneath the darkness, turmoil and strife and suffering. I don't like to leave Israel to its agony. But one day, Mary, the word of the angel shall come to us again. And then we shall return. We shall return, Mary, to Israel, land of our forefathers. And the child shall be with us.
Next week, on this same network at this time, we'll present Our Father Which Art in Heaven. Another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived.
The greatest story ever told. Presented by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Today we present The Fool and the Fruit. A drama based upon a teaching set forth in the 6th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Luke. A teaching from the greatest life ever lived. The city of Jerusalem, and the faint pink light of early morning bathes the walls of the city in its soft glow. Now the light slants across the golden roof of the temple, giving added color to its own ornateness. The great city begins to stir and wake from the quiet of night. But there are a few men who have long been awake and have already considered serious business. Now, for example, a captain of the temple guard faces his superior officer to ask,
"Sir, you're set for a long time. Still, there's one thing not yet clear to me. You have a tongue? Ask." "Yes, sir." "All that you told me regarding the prophet Jesus in Galilee. Surely you told me that for special purpose. Have you ever known me to talk in vain?" "That's why I asked. What am I to do about it?" "You are to go to Galilee to observe this man, to ask about him, to gather as much information as you can, and then report back here to me." "But I am an officer of the temple guard. I have no power in Galilee. Galilee is Herod's problem. I have not asked you to seize the prophet, only to observe him. Sir, I do not see what right I have in Galilee. Also, you should obey without questioning." "It will disturb you not to know, is that it? In Galilee, I am without authority. If there should be trouble, I must know how to explain my presence." "There is something in what you say. It's a great deal. But something. And may I know?" "You're a very clever man, O sir. Vigilant and sufficient to carry out of your duties. And wily enough to learn more than anyone ever intended that you know. Surely, sir, if an officer of the temple guard is not alert and vigilant, he cannot carry out his duty.
And if he is alert and vigilant, he can gather enough information to assure himself for promotion. Is that it?
So you know that I serve to the best of my ability?
Oh, of course, friend. Well, I will promise you this. Bring us back what we want to know, and you will have your promotion.
How? You and Caiaphas?
Yes, you had his word, too.
So the high priest wishes to know about this Jesus of Nazareth. And if he does, then he surely wants to know nothing good. He seeks evidence to use against the man. He considers him dangerous. Don't worry. With the promotion in the offing, I shall be sure to find what you want. You can depend on me.
I have always known that, sir. When will you leave?
As soon as my servant can pack our things for the journey.
A good idea, taking someone with you. A witness in the event your word is disputed by the others here.
Of course.
Well, sir, good luck on the venture.
Yes. The luck is in being chosen. From now on, I'll make my own luck. Good morning, sir.
I cannot tell you how this news excited me. To be able to make a journey to Galilee, I was proud of my service to you.
It will not be a vacation, David. Remember that.
I know that, sir. Still, I have family in Galilee, and I have not seen him in some years now. My cousin Jared, for instance. And there's my sister, son Malik.
David, our mission will not allow for social activity. In fact, it is secret. That's why I had you pack for me clothes other than my uniform.
You go as far?
You might as well use the word. In Galilee, I must secure evidence of the man and then return as quickly as possible.
Man? Which man?
A fool. A prophet. But evidently a successful one. He's given the high priest cause to worry. Well, one man's trouble is another's fortune. I shall secure promotion out of this. You, David, will have a little extra money to spend from now on.
You seem very sure this time, sir.
I am. You shall find out what the high priest wishes to know, and then this master had better be careful.
Did you say the master?
Yes, what are you? Why do you look so distressed?
Surely he is not hungry, sir.
He sure is.
No.
What's come over you, David? Your face is growing white. Something, sir. I think you fall off your donkey. What is it?
Sir, please, before going further, I must talk to you.
Don't be a fool. We continue on. I'm not stopped here to talk over such matters with you. This is an important journey to me. The quicker it's over, the better.
Then we'll reach the city gate. Yes, sir. For just a few minutes.
All right, then we reach the gate. Here. You can dismount here, David.
Yes, sir. At once. I'll dismount first and help you. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Good. Now, David, what's the meaning of this? Why does it need for me to interrupt my journey to argue such a matter with you?
When I first heard me, when we were talking in preparation for the journey, it didn't know.
Didn't know what?
That all this had to do with the master.
What difference can it make now that you do know?
Sir, you do not understand. My cousin Dave, the one I mentioned to you, you remember?
Yes, I remember, David, but come to the point, there's no time.
My cousin Dave, he has a daughter. And she was dead. Yes, dead. And so she would have remained if the master had not raised her. Fool. You don't believe that, do you? But it happened. It did happen. I know it to be true.
That's trouble. The girl was not dead. She was faint, perhaps.
The mourners were already in the house. She was dead.
I don't believe it.
So I give you my word that it happened. So perhaps it would be well for you not to go to Galilee. Surely you would not want to do harm to a good man, an innocent man.
A good man? If the high priest has something against him, he cannot be such a good man. I've been told to observe the man, hear his teachings, and see the effect of it upon the people. They say he's dangerous, evil, but he seeks power for himself.
And you believe it?
I intend to find out. In the process, I'll get myself a promotion.
Okay.
Get back from your donkey, David. We continue with our journey. And I warn you now, if you reveal the purpose of my mission to anyone, you'll suffer for it. Yes, sir. We must make up the lost time. When we arrive in Galilee, we will go about as private citizens, make inquiries. Sir, I have heard that you know the master. It's only you've seen him, been close to him. But you know him better than anyone else here in the Emmaus. Is that true?
Oh, yes, indeed, sir.
And tell me, woman, what kind of things did he teach you?
I had heard of him many times during my long illness. And though no one else could hear me, I felt sure that he could. Somehow I knew.
What did he teach, woman?
I'm trying to tell you how it happened, sir.
Then get on with it.
There was nothing anyone could do for me. I had tried every possibility I'd heard of, but no one could help me. I said to myself, he will help me. I know it. And so, weak as I was, I left my bed in my house at the word that he had come here to Emmaus. And when I went out in the street, there was a great crowd gathered about him. And I made my way through it. And believe me, sir, if I had not had faith that he could hear me, I would not have had the strength to insist on it.
And when you did, what did you hear him teach?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing? Then why do you tell me all this? David, this woman can be of no help to me. Why'd you bring her here?
Sir, you have not heard her story.
Then get on with it, woman, but quickly, do you hear?
Sir, I am doing the best I can.
Please, woman, tears do not help. Now tell me.
I'm sorry, sir. Well, as I drew close to him and looked upon his face for the first time, I realized suddenly that he was sent from God. There is no doubt of it.
Sent by God, hmm?
Yes, sir. And I asked myself, who am I that I dare ask him to hear me? I am nothing. I am unworthy, I said to myself. So I did not ask him. Instead, I pressed close to him and reached out to touch the hem of his garment.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. And at once he asked, who touched my clothes? Now, this was strange, that there was a great crowd pressing about him. Surely he should not have felt my touch. And yet he did. He did.
Do not make it sound so important, woman.
But it was. And at his word, I fell on my knees before him and confessed it was me.
And then?
He reached out to me. There he reached out to touch me and raise me up from the ground. And he said, thy faith has made thee whole.
He said that, hmm?
Yes, sir. And so it was. From that moment on, I have been healed. You cannot know what means. You cannot, unless you have been ill as long as I was.
Of course, woman. But tell me, what did you hear him teach?
Many things. Many things. But the one which I love best is this. As you would that men should be to you, do you even so to them? Since that day I have lived by this teaching.
I see. Thank you, woman, for coming here with my servant to see me.
Of course, merely to hear someone tell you what you have said and done is not enough. You should go to Rome yourself.
Oh, I will. There's no doubt of it. David, say the woman out. This way, woman.
When you have seen him, when you have stood in his holy presence, then you will know all there is to know about him.
I thought you never stopped talking. So, David, we have come by our first piece of evidence.
I knew that it would impress you. And the woman's face, did you see her eyes? The way they shone, the way her tears glistened in them.
You did say something that was very interesting. He is sent by God. Oh. Yes, David, I must have noticed that in my scrolls. Woman, no, master sent by God. Yes.
But would it not also be fair to note that he healed the things?
You cannot know how sick she was. Woman with such an active imagination might only have thought that she was sick.
Yet after she found she was better, surely it should be noted in your report.
David. Yes. You seem to forget that I was the one who was sent to report. You will keep your observations to yourself. Now, I've heard enough here in the mayor. Tomorrow at dawn, we will start for the next town. We will find more people who know and heard him speak. You will find them for me. As you say, sir. There's no need to fuss, David. You're a servant. You do as you're commanded to do.
Sir, I would like to say this.
Yes?
While we have been here in America, I have seen him talk to my cousin Jerry. So it is true his daughter was dead, and she was there.
I do not accept that as evidence of any kind. It's a story. It feels like you to believe.
Sir, the master does only good. This poor woman you just saw, he healed her after a lifetime of sickness. Is that not a blessed thing?
It's a trick of some kind. What he teaches is what makes him dangerous to Caiaphas. That is what I must find out. So tomorrow we go on to the next town. Sure, there are questions, nothing. Only orders that you will obey. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. It is understood.
I do not think that it was necessary for me to go to find the man. You could have brought him to me.
So he was suspicious and closed, Master King. But we can talk to him here in the marketplace. He's a Methodist.
That's true. Which is his place?
That one there.
Good. I will find out what I wish to know. Come along. Milton. Good day.
Good day, sir. Some fish, perhaps? I have some fine apples here from the orchards of the famous Sampson. They say these are the best.
Yes, an apple.
Excuse me, what you wish, sir. They are plump and ripe.
I have it. Good time.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me, Milton, I hear that you're a distinguished man here in Arbella.
I distinguished? Oh, no, sir.
I've heard about you.
You may have heard about me, sir, but I am not distinguished. I am fortunate. Very fortunate to have been chosen by God as an instrument to which you saved kindness in his mercy.
God chose you, did he?
May his name be every day for that. Yes, till the day I die, I shall use the voice he gave me to praise him.
The voice he gave you?
Yes. So you would not know it to look at me now, but many weeks ago this pious man was useless. These ears could hear nothing.
And now you will tell me it was the master who healed you.
Then you know. Is it not a wondrous thing? A miracle at the hands of God himself?
A wondrous thing, a miracle. I'm getting tired of hearing these things. Magic, witchcraft, perhaps.
Yes. And if they speak of the master, they
doesn't one. Tell me this, what does he teach you? I'd like to know that.
I remember very well one thing he taught. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength, and thy neighbor as thyself. This he taught me, and by those words I live.
Words, empty words.
Not if men put them to use, sir.
He spoke about him go stranger and stranger. I think the man's a solid, and he whipped all of you. Now, you better listen to me.
Yes, sir.
It seems to be dangerous for people like you to make such claims on his account. Now, be truthful with me. What did he really do to you?
I only knew this, sir. Once I was deaf and dumb. Now I can hear him speak. And that is God's truth.
Oh. Come, David, let's get away from here. I can't understand it. Each one of them with another impossible story. It's often been said that no good can come out of Galilee. You speak to such fools that you see why.
Sir, I know you are angry. But did you see the man's face when he spoke? Sure, he was not lying.
No, he believed what he said. That's why I shall add another note to my report. The master has bewitched these people. Yes, Caiaphas should make good use of that. Bewitched them,
to show them kindness and love.
I would see for myself what a strange spell this man cast. Yes. Next thing for you to do is to find out where he is.
You would go to him? You would question him?
I wish to see him for myself first, and then I may question him. He will not make a fool of me. None of his tricks will affect me. Yes, we must find out where he is. beggar, you have seen this man, this master. You've heard him teach. Oh, yes, sir, I have. Only this morning he was here at the town gate of Magdala. You come closer to him, David? Yes, sir. I told you we would find him soon. Now, beggar, tell me, what did he do here? He taught and we listened. He did no miracles here? Miracles? Yes. No. He did miracles. Describe them to me. Sir, there is a man of this town, Elijah is his name, and he was a hard man. He trusted in his own selfishness. He has been a friend to no one, and no one has been a friend to him. In fact, here in Magdala, when one wishes to indicate how impossible a thing is, we say, as difficult as extracting the kindness from Elijah. This will give you an idea. Please, and we have no time. Come to the point. Well, this morning, I myself saw Elijah give away money to the poor. I had in my possession a coin which he gave me. Here, I will show it to you. See? Yes, of course. Miracle. This is the news. What? The Master's word changed Elijah from a selfish man to one of kindness and understanding. There were no cripples made whole, no dead raised again to living, no deaf man made suddenly to hear. Yes, it was a greater miracle in all affairs to change Elijah to a good man. Oh? Yes. The Master's word, his grace, his strength in his eyes. I see. And then, beggar, where did he go? He had finished his teaching, but they would not let him go. They followed him out into the desert. And since they have not returned, although I think he must still be teaching them there, then surely this time he can be. You said out at once. Come, David. Here, beggar, a coin to your trouble. There is no need for you to give me a coin, sir. It is no trouble. Talk of him. In fact, it has given a purpose to my living. Oh, come along, David. Find him. There's false power in here. Great number. He has a power over me. It's plain to see. Now, if I could come close to him, if I could see him. We can make our way forward through the crowd. Come. There are many hundreds here. Hundreds? Thousands of people here. Got them rich and poor, old and young. Even children are here. What is the secret of this man's power? Perhaps very soon now. Now we draw close to him. Now I can really see him. He's not to do, Susan. I had not thought that he would look like this. He looked like they said he looked. And the tongue. The eyes full of love and I thought they would be whipped when they spoke at him in that way. I considered it was true. Or perhaps we should be whipped by the sight of him. I don't think so. Yes, he's motioned his disciples again. Let us move closer so that we may overhear what they say. Master, it is best now to send the people back to the town, to their homes. For the sun is setting. And soon it will be dark, and there is no food to feed them. Shall we not tell them to depart from here, Master? They need not depart. Give you them to eat. Give them to eat? Master, there is not even enough food here for half a dozen men. How shall we give all these people to eat? We had only 5 small barley loaves and 2 fishes. Bring them hither to me. Yes, Master, at once. Peter, the 5 loaves, the fishes, bring them here, please. That's good. Here, Master. So the mission, Master. What does it have to do with all of this? I do not know, sir, except that now he looks up to heaven to pray and say a blessing over the food. Blessing over blessing over food.
That's what I could do with it, having so little of it. He was handing the food to one of his disciples. What good? I said, he seemed to have given all the food to one disciple, and yet now he gives as much to a second. But now to a third, it will more. He takes those he preaches, and he puts their hands to still another disciple and another. No, my Father, I never think that it's another. Where do you not so low to eat? I believe that now. I believe it. It is impossible. It must be. So as you leave it. Well, sir, we have tasted the sister of the Lord. Yes, now, what do you think? I can only say that he has bewitched me as he has all the others. I should draw even closer to him. I must study him. The Caiaphas will wish to know all about him. Don't suspect him. The power he has, the very thing you've seen him do. Surely this makes him more dangerous than I suspected before. We will draw closer to him. Yes, well, David. He was looking at us. It was no, someone must have told him. How could they know and know? But he was looking straight at me. He was going to speak to me. A good food bringeth not forth corrupt fruit. Neither doth a corrupt food bring forth good fruit. For every tree is known by his own fruit. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. Sir, those words were meant for you. Yes. Yes, I know. And are they not true? How are we to judge him or anyone except by what he does and what he says? That I've been sent to find fault with him, to find evidence against him. Should you not judge by what you've seen and heard? Well, what have you seen and heard, sir? In a marriage, he healed a woman sick many years, and taught her to do unto others as she would have them do unto her. In Arbella, he restored hearing and speech to one who was deaf and mute from birth, and taught him to love his neighbor as himself. In Magdala, he changed the man from one who was miserly and hateful to one who was charitable and loving. And here we have seen him feed the hungry. You're right, David. I can find no fault in him. His words are good. His deeds are good. Now as to the judgment. And when you return to Caiaphas, sir? I shall not return to him, Dave. I shall remain here and learn the Master's way. It is not so much the power of his miracles which has impressed me as the purpose of them. This is truly a way of love and kindness. His truth is good.
This program was brought to you by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Next week on this same network at this time, we will present The Pure in Heart, a drama inspired by the 5th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. Another episode in the greatest story ever told from the greatest life ever lived.